Sorry, no lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento.
Sale, mija.
All right.
Oh, me tengo que despertar. Despiértate, Cristóbal ex Mateo. Ya es tiempo para el partido.
Do you drink caffeine or no?
No. Only
Dude.
soda, but I don't drink a soda to wake me up, you know. So
Oh.
no, I don't. Not like that.
Oh.
I don't drink caffeine to like keep me going, which I kind of pride myself on.
Yeah, that's. I was gonna get an extra coffee today, but I didn't.
Well, where's this? You know, it's our not our usual day of recording, so we're a little thrown off today, good sister. I ain't gonna lie. And then we're recording a little bit later too, so it's like, it feels a little weird today.
A little strange.
Yeah, strange for sure. But what I'm excited about today's Plática. Don't stay. Well, they're already reading it. They're already reading the title. You know, social media. But I'm excited because we've been on our social media journey. We've been pivoting. We've been trying to crack codes and algorithms and all that. So much goes into this.
Yes.
And it's different when it's like us that are trying to like figure it out, you know? It's not like we're hiring a digital agency company that's
a team to do that for us. Which
like, we have the intern that does their thing, but at the same time it's just like
their job is just to post and respond, but we look at the logistics and how to improve and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? Like
facts. Definitely.
Like they're as much as I appreciate them, they're posting, they're commenting, but it's like we're like, okay, well, what was the numbers like today?
Yeah, we're still the business owners. We're still the ones that have to take initiative to these things.
And it's just, you know, people really think it's easy. Like, oh, it's just easy, just post it and that's it.
We'll get into it, because I know we're both we're about to go in because we're
about to go in
behind the scenes. We're basically about to share everything we've been discussing behind the scenes about social media. So I'm excited for today's Plática.
Me too.
This is considered our random Plática of the month, I guess, but it's not really, but it is. You know, let's just go with the flow, I guess.
Yeah.
I am. You know, this is my birthday week. I am in Miami.
Hey.
So when I'm back, I'll definitely tell you guys all the goodies, or maybe there's no goodies. You know, maybe it's I was just crying all trip, man. I just couldn't.
No, I don't think you're gonna cry all trip. I think you might cry a little bit in the beginning, and then you're gonna be like, okay, I needed to get that out.
Time to turn
and now
up.
it's time. And then the release makes room.
Yeah.
You gotta release, and then you gotta make room, and then you're just gonna be like, we're gonna see you on
the strip club.
Protect your crypto wallet.
I gotta protect my IG because I'll be posting nasties when I'm in the strip.
Yeah, I was like, I remember that. I was like, have you ever done?
Everyone remembers that. Everyone always brings up. Every time I say, "Oh, y'all not ready for drunk Chris X Matt," everyone always brings up the fact that, "Oh yeah, drunk Chris X Matt has naked, whatever on his page."
Roast
he got
beef.
Yeah. Tiene pan and the stories. And I'm like, damn, that's what I remember for. I do all this amazing content, all this good show, and they remember my strip club moments. Just like America's supposed to, right? Just like society's supposed to.
Yep.
You guys like all that toxicity. I'm with you. I'm with everyone though. I don't get it misconstrued, but it's funny when the things people choose to remember, to take with them, to not remember, to not support, to support. It's funny. It's really funny.
It's real funny. Yeah.
And that's definitely a good we're gonna even get into that, the social media aspect of that, because that private support out. The choosing what to support out. Yeah. But we'll get into it. What's up with you, Miha? How you been? How you feeling? How you doing this week? How's everything with behind the scenes with you?
Que tal? I'm doing well. Busy week this week. I feel like Mondays are always busy for me. This week was really busy, like meal prepping,
What? You meal
cook.
prep?
Yeah, so I try to cook meals that, like a really good dinner. So for example, last night I made this like panko breaded chicken that was stuffed with like spinach and ricotta cheese, and you roll them up and you bake
Whoa.
them with some roasted Brussels sprouts with olive oil and balsamic. So I try to make enough to where my boyfriend has lunch, I have lunch.
Recalentados.
Literally recalentados.
I feel
And
it.
then, like today, since we're recording a little later than usual,
Yeah.
I made dinner and I made this pasta with tomatoes and spinach and garlic and shrimp. And it was like this butter lemon sauce with Parmesan. But I was doing what I do, Nicoleing, as you call it, because I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. So I told my man, I was like, if you don't like it, I could just DoorDash you something. And he was like, I think you're overthinking it.
You overthink food is crazy.
Yeah. I was like trying to clean the kitchen.
As
I cleaned the kitchen.
As a man, I would have just been like, you took the time to cook at least. Like you didn't throw something on the air fryer. Like you took some time. I don't care how it tastes. Like I'm appreciative and thank you.
Yeah, he was
The
like
DoorDash. What? I'd rather just eat this. I don't care. I know this is gonna be better than DoorDash. I don't care what you tell me.
Yeah, so I just try to do a lot of things at once and working.
You do.
Yeah, I do.
I don't know how women do it. All women do it, but you definitely I don't know how you have time to cook. How you have time to. I'm be real surprised when we get to the point of SNLS when you prego, when you finally have the kid and you're raising a family, but you still be showing up. You're still gonna show up every week. You're still gonna be having the quotes ready to go. Everything's
I'm
still
be like,
yeah.
Hey guys.
I ain't even mad at it. Yeah. Why not? Bring your kid to work.
he's like right here in the little, those little like CS that they have.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's why. But see, that's why we gotta own, man. I want to talk about Kanye so bad, but that's why we gotta own, because if you don't own, if you're on a platform that you don't own, then you think they're gonna let you have your baby on camera? You think they're gonna just let you have a baby crying? Some people are like, that's authentic to some people. Like real pod listeners are gonna be, yo, that's so dope how you potting with your baby, and then they're gonna grow with the baby, and they're gonna become fans of the baby. Like it gets deep. Like pod family is a thing for sure. So you can't do that though when it's not your platform. You can't do that when. You don't think Letty, Letty always has, every time Letty does, Letty from Brown Bag or from Power 106, every time she does events, she always has her kid with her. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
But events, but I bet you if she could, she would have them in the radio station every morning with her, regardless if they're making noise in the background. Like she does it on Brown Bag sometimes where her little kid's running around making noise, but you get content out of that too. Like everything's content, bro. Like, and life, you really have to be transparent with your life. And give transparent content too, not just about giving content about the good either, just the highlights. Like you have to, just all around content, man, for real.
Yeah.
If you're okay with it, but yeah, we got. This is why we're not selling this IP. We're not selling this show. Why would we have so much people that are opening doors for, that are breaking down doors for us, that are setting things in place for us future creators to really just be in a full control of our IPs and content, not get jerked by contracts no more. All these people are putting in the work right now, so we don't gotta go through stuff like that. And people always want to just take a little comment. Well, I'm not gonna say a little comment, but people are gonna take certain things from certain gems and then just taint the whole message. But whatever, it is what it is. I don't got time to explain. Like, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Like, as simple as that. Keep getting played. Keep signing these contracts. Keep being controlled. You mad that like, I pay attention to all this, man. That's why I love, eventually we're going to have a Joe Budden Plática. I know you already suggested that, Nicole. Yes. But that's someone that you look at, and that's a black-owned independent network. He's not signed to, he did Spotify, but he licensed it. That's why Spotify couldn't keep the content. They couldn't keep just the episodes. They wanted just to take the YouTube. They wanted to eat off his YouTube, and no. Like, I built my YouTube already. Like, you don't touch any of this. And that's an example. Look at him. He eats He eats every week. He don't even have to go on tour, on podcast tour no more, because how lit his plays are and how he's built the show up to. So I look at that and it's like, why would you sign? You have the examples in front of your face. You look at Lil Russell, like, why would you sign?
Why would you sign?
Why would you sign when you have all the examples of people that are here and showing you how to do it? And then you also have the examples of everybody crying about getting played. Bobby Shmurda comes home from jail talking about, I want out my contract. Lil Uzi crying about his contract. All these rappers are always crying about their contracts. Like, you don't think Bad Bunny getting jerked? Like, our people don't own Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny not signed to a Latino Hispanic record label. At the end of the day, he is signed to them people's record label. You know, I'm not trying to get into it, but yeah, man, it's ownership, man. I want to have that Plática eventually. We will have it. It's gonna happen one day, but because I'll go off on that, because we have these people that are putting in the work, guys. That's why I keep telling everyone. They're putting in the work for us. So why are we going to continue to keep selling ourselves short and not understanding our value? We make the money for these corporations. We make the money for the labels. We are the stock. We are the investment. It's not the other way.
Because of us.
But we don't own infrastructure. We don't own distribution. We don't own water. We don't own anything, yo. Anything. You might want to put a building up, and if you don't own the land, do you really own the building? Like, it gets so deep, and everyone looks at it like from such a smaller lens, and it's like, whatever, man. I don't got time no more. Like, wherever you on a mission, you get it. That's why, like, someone just like Kanye, I may not agree with how he says and how he goes about things, but the overall message is like he's finally realizing, I don't own anything. All this Adidas stuff, I don't own any of this. And you guys are trying to take all my designs and basically kill me off and run off and make money off what I built for you guys. And they both help each other. I understand that, but it's crazy. Now you Kanye, bro. Let's figure out how to build the infrastructure. Let's figure out how to get the distribution. But I say all that to say, Nicole, we can't sell this because you can't have a baby on the camera. I get passionate about stuff like that because it's something that I know we're gonna eventually encounter. We're gonna encounter corporations trying to, bring SNLS over here, bring it over here. We'll give you this, trying to tell us all the nice things in our ear, and when it comes down to the paperwork, it's not gonna reflect what you guys are telling us in our ear. So just be wary. And I study this so much that I will be a fool if I get played. And maybe I have to. Maybe that's part of the experience, but I don't think I really have to. I really don't think I have to get played if I really play this smart. And maybe I'm going to take us longer to get to like a... Maybe that's why IG hating on us. I don't know. Because it's organic and we're not paying for ads. We're not paying for nothing. There's no way a 200 follower account did 280K on a video, 3,000 comments. Like, there's no way that happens. I don't care what no one tells me. That does not happen. I look at accounts that have thousands of followers and their top video is probably like a cool 50K likes. 50. We had 50K views or something like that. We had 280K views on something. Over 3,000 comments. That's like, nah. I don't care what nobody tells me. That's not supposed to happen to a 200 follower account. So IG hating for sure. They probably shadow banning us because it was like, damn, you guys are kind of doing it without really paying for the help.
We cracked the algo and they were like, nope. Somebody in the meta was like,
no.
Oh, let me do my job and press a button.
Yeah. But I've had a great week. We're still on Que Tal segment. I've had a...
Oh, good.
Actually, honestly, I've had a good week, but... Eventually, we'll talk more in depth about this, but just mental health is real, And I know sometimes I always try to minimize it and say like everyone's always trying to use mental health to justify excuses or justify lies. I'm that person, and I think because of the way the agenda has pushed mental health and how people have used it to just justify actions, excuse themselves from certain things. At the same time, you can't tell nobody you're not supposed to feel like that, or there's no way you feel like that, because then you're the bad person, right? So because the way it's played out, I always feel like, what mental health, I always get annoyed of it, right? But it is real. I go through it. I feel like goes through it. I just don't dwell in it. I don't know how do you say it? I don't sit in it.
You don't dwell on it and
I don't
let it fester.
I don't. But we are human, and it's so. I understand that today you can feel super happy. Tomorrow you might not feel as happy, but not depressed. But you might feel a little tomorrow. The following day you might feel a little anxious. The next day you might feel super depressed. The next day you might feel angry. You know, I think we're human, so every day it is different. So I think this past week has been one of those weeks where I just really been just questioning pot again, questioning just, and I think it's because social media validation. It's not there yet. Obviously, I want this to grow faster, and it's like, but then the universe always throws something in your face that's like, nah, keep going. Whether it be a reel on Instagram that you're scrolling through and you see a reel and it's like, you're not supposed to quit. Like quitting is, you know, if you quit, that you lost already by quitting. No matter when it seems hard, blah, blah, blah. And this is things that I've already told myself before, that I've expressed on this podcast. But like I said, I'm human, so sometimes I have my moments too. But you can't let it defeat you. You can't let it just be like, okay. And maybe that's why there was no subtitles on the reels this week, Nicole, because I just wasn't feeling it, right? But I'm still showing up. I'm still doing them, but I'm just having one of those weeks where it's like, it's not I'm giving up, but it just, you're kind of questioning it a little bit, and you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to doubt it. But I just had that moment this week, and I caught myself the other day, and it's like, nah, bro. Who cares if the numbers ain't doing what they're doing, how they were doing a few weeks back, a month back? Just keep going. Because if you stop, they're gonna go down. They're not gonna be even what they are right now. So just perspective too. But I've had one of those weeks where it's just been a little. Are we doing this right? What should we implement? Like, are we always trying to change things up? Like, should I let this ride out for a little bit more longer? What else can we implement? But we are doing enough. And people that reach out to us, they tell us like, nah, y'all got it. Like,
yeah.
But I guess it's because I don't see those numbers they just started going down after that 200. That's what I'm saying. After that video, the 280K views, it got wonky and funny. But we're going to get into that.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. But I've had one of those tough little mental health weeks. And then today, obviously, you know, my mom hits me, gives me some not so good news about my cousin, which kind of gets me worried because, nah, man, it's wild because I told my mom this earlier that, you know, our perfect bubble, I've always had this perfect bubble, you know. I've always been spoiled even enough in that regard where never experienced close to death, never experienced any type of, you know, there's no reason for me to be mental health, you know, a mental health person, to be honest. You know, as growing up. Now, obviously, with everything that's changing and going on, and, you know, dad's not in the picture. Yeah, it's a little, I have more of my moments. But I was telling my mom, it's wild how, you know, this perfect bubble of ours now all of a sudden is getting, you know, impacted. It's getting, you know, it's getting hit. I'm so used to it being so nice and tidy and perfect, and now it's, you know, dad's a little, you know, he's out the picture. You know, certain dogs, our other longtime dog out the picture. You know, Pebbles might soon be out the picture. Like, cousin, like, and if it's if we don't know what it is yet, you know, but if it's severe, like that's gonna hurt with kids and young. It's just I don't even want to think about it. But
right,
with everything that's happening this year, I wouldn't be surprised. It'll just be 22 and again. And I'm just I don't know, Nicole. I don't want to think about that because I'm just not ready for another death in our family, to be honest, in our bubble, to be honest. And so so it's been one of those weeks. And then today, you know, I think that's what got me kind of even down a little bit today. I was in a good mood today, and then mom told me that, and was kind of like it kind of got me mad because we're gonna have this Plática one day too. It got me upset because as men, like. Not even just as men, as people, if you don't feel right and the doctor's telling you nothing is wrong with you, but you don't feel right, you cannot just take what the doctor's telling you just because it's the doctor saying that.
Yeah.
You need to say, yo, I don't feel good. I'm not leaving here until we figure it out. More tests, more something. Go get second opinion, third opinion. But as people, we need to stop just taking the doctor's word because at the end of the day, we've had many situations in the past, many articles, many stories where doctors don't give certain people the right attention, care, or importance. They don't make it as a priority. I mean, so yeah, and it's usually our communities, you know. So I wasn't gonna say as men, but not even as men, as just people, we need to. If we don't feel good. Figure out what's going on with you. If food's not sitting well with you, you keep throwing up, figure out what's going on. If you keep fainting and if you keep having headaches, something simple as headaches every day, you have to figure out what's going on with you guys. Like it gets so much deeper because the same way I understand, especially this is not for men. As men, we try to we have a family, we gotta go provide, gotta go. I can't take time off because I gotta go feed my family. Well, if you go down, bro, who gonna feed your family? If you don't take care of you, who gonna feed your family?
Yeah, that's a common problem I think in our community is that. Prioritizing work over our own well-being.
Yeah.
And it's like, how is anyone going to provide for you or your family if you're not here, if you're not well?
Yeah. It's cliche, but you got to take care of you before you take care of anybody else.
Exactly. Because if not, then you have no energy. Like, then you can't do anything. You expend yourself completely.
Yeah, so that news just got me kind of it got me mad for a little bit too because I know how my cousin is and I know he's not pressing. I know he's not pressing about it, right? So it's just it gets me kind of tight because don't take the doctor's word. Go, keep trying to figure out. You live close to Mexico too. Go, that the resources are out there too. Stop thinking that you have to just get them here. Stop believing media. Sometimes the doctors they have better remedies and cures out there. They have
people travel over there to get dental work done, surgeries done, tests done, everything done.
People take their dogs out there for vets because it's way cheaper. Mm-hmm. So that's just a little message that I have for people out there. Just really get and maybe if you don't feel comfortable with the doctor, then there's many options out there. There's many options out there. I know a lot of people out there aren't open to spiritual work either, but that might be an option too. Go get some Reiki, hit up Nicole. go get some Reiki. Go get some, some type of energy movement in your body. Maybe that's all it needs. Who knows? I don't know if you want to share it yet or it's time, but I know you kind of did something recently as well.
Yeah.
You want to or not?
Yeah, I'll share. So I had a family member who was in the hospital, right? And my family's very small. So I get the call and it was like, per usual, here I am, Nicoleing. Do I leave? Do I drive? Do I go? Do I sit in the hospital? What do I do?
Yeah.
I'm the emergency contact. So I'm the emergency contact for a lot of people in my family. Yet they're older than me. So except for one, this is my cousin. He's younger than me, and everyone's out of town. It's not even close. I'm on the emergency contact list, but I'm not even that close. Right. So I did learn something about that is that, and I think this is in the culture. She's like, I'm cuidado y me estoy muriendo. And it's why do you have to say that?
Yeah.
Why do we jump to the worst possible scenario? Oh, it's probably cancer. What if this? And I'm just this is where the first time last week I was really surprised at myself because I was like, hey, we need to really tone it down with the emotions. I get that you're scared.
Yeah.
I get it because I've been there. I've been there with my grandma when she got her, cancer diagnosis. I was there through a lot of it. Probably 90% of it, But I was like, we need to get the tests. We need to get the results. We need to look at numbers.
Yeah.
Because we can't jump to conclusions because I do believe that your where you are mentally, how you deal with things emotionally affects your body. It affects your recovery.
For sure.
And it was talking to her and being like, hey, I know you're upset. Because she was like, well, I don't want to be in the hospital. Nobody wants to be in the hospital. Nobody wants to be hearing the beeps, having the nurse come in, taking your blood. I had to sleep in the hospital for a week when my grandma was sick, So I know nobody wants to eat the nasty food. Nobody wants, to get a sponge bath. Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
But it was consistently talking to her and saying, hey, we need to be positive. We need to stop thinking of the worst case scenario because you're just feeding that idea.
Yeah.
And just every day I would have a conversation with her. I'd be like, look, you're going to be okay. I honestly felt so confident because it had to do with her liver, and your liver is an organ that can regenerate. So even if it's kind of messed up, it can still kind of rebuild and fix itself, you know?
Okay.
So I was like, hey, would you be open to me sending you Reiki?
And
Like,
this aunt doesn't know anything about no Reiki.
doesn't know anything about Reiki. So I was just
Okay.
like, look, I'm going to send you, you're just going to be tranquila, laying in the hospital bed. I'm just going to send you the Reiki. I'm going to send you this energy. And
Welcome to Healing with Nicole. Go ahead. Go ahead.
and just like really focusing on her body parts and feeling also, because during a Reiki session, you feel a lot of the emotions and stuff.
Yeah.
And I felt like a lot there. And so afterwards, you know, she talked to me and she was like, I felt at peace. She's all, I felt like I was a different person because I didn't have those racing thoughts through my head. And I was like, see, it's possible for you to live, because as someone who has dealt with mental health, and I still, you know, have my bouts with it, and I still do things and catch myself doing it, your mind will take you through like some horrible places. And it's like, hey, what about trusting the universe? A ver lo que pasa, you know? And that's what I told her. I said, I'm not thinking the worst. I'm being realistic. We did the Reiki session. And then she called me and she was like, well, she's like, my numbers are looking better. And yesterday she went home. And she was like, I just want to thank you. And I was like, there is a huge component with, because you need medicine. Like, I know, like, there are certain things you need medicine for.
Yeah.
But if you add that spiritual component, prayer, meditation, whether it's Reiki, whether it's people like telling you positive affirmations, people boosting you up, that all plays a factor.
That's true.
You know, and I truly believe that. And now she's at home recovering.
That's
like she got to go home.
Yeah.
Where it was like, it was scary, but I just was like, hey, you know, I'm gonna just light a candle, say a prayer, hope for the best, because we like to create these scenarios in our head. But hey, what if it works out? We never say that. Like, well, what if I do get better? We're already planning the funeral and this in our mind, you know.
That's true. You said that because, you know, my mom was telling me that my uncle was already on that. You know, my cousin's dad was already on that, like, you know, if he dies. And my aunt's like, why are you already saying that? And it's like, bruh, I mean, yeah, you can't, you speak these things into existence. It's so corny. Correct. We hear all the time, like, words are powerful. And they really are, you know, regardless. I know it, and I still say what I say. I still talk how I talk. But, yeah, words are powerful. Like, they really are. And sometimes you speak things into existence that you shouldn't speak into existence.
You should not be, but yeah,
just the idea of it, like, don't even throw it out.
My grandma was diagnosed with stage 5 pancreatic cancer. She was not supposed to live as long as she did. And every time the doctors asked her, how do you feel? What do you want to do? And she would always say, quiero seguir viviendo.
Yeah.
Quiero seguir peleando. And I was just like,
yeah.
And not everyone and she lived. Doctors were like, she's a medical miracle because someone her age should have not lived that long. And she had the will to live. She didn't accept death, you know?
That's interesting you say that, because my grandma's the same way to this day. Every time she gets super sick, that she starts praying like, no, el diablo me quiere llevar, pero no. And like, you know, it's always like, you know, they want to take me, and it's like, nah, it's not time yet. And she yells it, like when she feels this way, she says it out loud too, not just on like, she keeps it to herself. And sometimes we look at her like, it'll be random. She'll be on the couch just sitting, and she's always like, no. And like, and I feel her, you know.
Yeah,
so
but
that plays a part. Because now you're saying that, like, my uncle and my aunt, they believe that my dad passed because he got scared. Like, in the process of everything. And when my mom tells me the story of the last time she saw him in the room before he got put on a ventilator, that, you know, he was like, he couldn't even focus on my mom because he was just looking all over, like, what are they doing? What's going on? Like, he was scared. Mm-hmm. And I know that rushes the process as well too, you know. So
it's a lot.
And who know? And I know him going under the ventilator. That's a whole different conversation that I'm not trying to get into, you know.
Yeah.
COVID stuff, but that's a whole different thing, because I do believe the ventilator rushed the process as well. Mm-hmm. Now knowing what I know, and I I need to really look into just his paperwork because I need to see if they gave him a certain type of medicine because certain people are saying that the lungs start failing after that, the kidneys start failing after that, and both of those started failing for my dad. So. And I hate it. I hate that sometimes I feel like we were. And I know there's many people out there, but I just hate how I'm a victim of COVID death. And I was that person during conspiracy talking all this, To this day, I still say I never got COVID. I'm always talking crap about COVID, like I was like even this day. Sometimes I remind myself like, bro, you were affected by this though. Like regardless if you're, because my dad never believed in all that stuff either. But regardless, like it made his blood clots worse. So
right, his underlying condition was.
But I was affected by it. I was part of the whole ventilator thing, and my dad was a COVID death. On paper, it was a COVID death. So that bugs me till this day because I was that person that was like, don't go to the doctor for this, don't go for doctor for that. But I was that person saying all that, and he went and he did all that, and who knows if I would have been there? Who knows if I would have been like, yo, dad, take this, take that, take this, just based off the information I knew. But I just figured he would be okay because a lot of people that were getting it around me were okay, Yeah. So I didn't think a 53-year-old man would be taken out. But yeah, he had blood clots already prior, so yeah. R.I.P. to my dad.
R.I.P.
Happy birthday to you, Dad. It's your birthday week. Turning up for you. Always turning up for you. This is all for you, honestly, but yeah, last time I saw him was where I'm at right now, so wild times.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a good Que Tal.
That was a good Que Tal.
Came in hot today. Recalentado or nah? What we gotta heat up today? You got anything to heat up? I actually do have a few things to heat up.
Go ahead with the recalentado.
Alright, let me put this. You know what I might find? I'm gonna get like a little sound effect where it's like putting it in the microwave and it's like.
Oh, question. Do you have the time on your microwave?
Yes.
Okay.
Why?
Because a lot of people don't.
Oh. I do. Okay. Okay, so Recalentado. I want to hit this up real quick. Referring back to last week's Plática, please check it out if you haven't yet. La Plática, the discipline. We just get into discipline. We have some funny moments in there about disciplining pets and stop quitting weed. It was a fun little Plática. Go check that out. But I want to just bring back another discipline because it inspired me when I went to the store today. And I realized I need to really get into the habit of taking grocery bags to the store every time I go.
I have been really good about that lately.
Because there's something in me that's just like 10 cents is nothing. Like just add the 10 cents. Give me the bag. But I keep telling myself, bro, that 10 cents adds up all the time you go. Like just take. You have it already in your trunk. You just forget to take it down from the trunk too. They're already in the trunk, but it's just like I'm already in there. And it's like just throw them in there, whatever. I'm not gonna pack them when I get to the trunk. Like you might as well have them pack it. I'm bad, but that's something that I definitely want to get into the habit of because I'm all for let's preserve environment. We don't need to be wasting all this plastic. So that's one that I'm definitely trying to discipline myself for. And also shopping. That's something I need to discipline myself for this year because I love shopping during the cold season too. Obviously Black Friday sales, you get and now it's the whole month. So you don't really have to go Black Friday. You can go like they always start 2 weeks ahead.
They just had the Prime Day, October, these 2 days but I was like, what?
One of the pros of post-COVID that people now it's all about that.
No one's trampling anyone on Black Friday because you could just shop from home.
Yep, that's true. But I need to just chill because I have a lot of clothes. I have so much clothes, but I paused, so now it's more of an excuse to.
I know. I actually felt that way today. I was like, nope. I already wore this.
Cause I was thinking buying one shirt a week is not bad. I can do one shirt a week. You can find even cheap stuff sometimes, a $4 one, a $5 one. Hit the clearance rack first off. Every time you go to a store, hit the clearance because sometimes you find gems on the clearance rack. And it's still brand name. It's still like Nike. But it's like marked down super. And you might get lucky and have a coupon too on top of the markdown. Hey. I ain't gonna lie. Kohl's got me the other day. I was in there. I was returning on Amazon. You know how you get to return stuff on Amazon? And they give you that little you get $5 off once you return it. They always give you like, take $5 off your purchase or whatever. So then I'm walking and then I see like all the sales and stuff. I'm like, oh, you guys got me. I'm like, I needed these Levi's.
Wow. I'm just waiting for the clothing brands.
Oh, that's coming.
Independent clothing brands to just send me clothes.
Just wait till this pod open the door for us, good sister. I'm everywhere. And then discipline while being high. Last week I talked about finding the discipline to quit, right? It was hard for me to do that. But okay, I can't quit, but now I get high. But I don't have discipline even when I'm high because I cannot control my munchies. Oh my God. I cannot control munchies. I cannot control munchies. I can't control eating chips after just eating a meal and then going to ice cream. And then sometimes I'll be at home. I don't have anything, but I can't control them so much that I have to go to the store. And I go to the store and end up spending like $40 getting... Oh, French bread? I'll take that. I can make a sandwich. End up eating the bread by itself.
Oh, danger.
I love French bread.
I do too, but I just don't buy it.
I feel you. But I thought that was funny. And then I want to reheat up this. And I think this will be a perfect to transition into our Plática for today. Because last week, right, we talked about, in the beginning of the show, we talked about IG versus TikTok, right? I said how I like IG better than TikTok and I like it aesthetically better, remember? And you kind of argued it and you said, nah, I feel like TikTok is a little bit, aesthetically it looks better. And then I compared IG to MySpace, remember? Mm-hmm. And I said, because IG, you have more control of it just like you had of MySpace, right? You can customize it. You can be more creative on Instagram than you could be, like just like a MySpace. And obviously I'm not on TikTok, so I don't know. But then today, Nicole, I mean, I didn't put this in. I kept it to myself because I was like, nah, I don't want Nicole to read this. Because it further backs up my point. So today it was announced that hold on, let me see. Today it was announced that Instagram is working on the ability to add a song to your profile.
What?
Do you hear about that?
What?
Now, and they have the little screenshots of the situation. I mean, how the option's gonna be, and you can literally go on your like edit profile, and it has a music thing now, and now you can add a song to your profile. Now it's for show MySpace, yo. It's for show MySpace. I made my case. You can't argue that. It's MySpace now, yo. That's hard. That means I can put any Lil Wayne song on my profile again. I don't put Drake. What am I lying?
But
Drake. There'll be a new Drake song every week. And I can put leaks on there too. If I can put personal songs, it's over.
It's over.
Yo, that's the hardest thing. Imagine going on someone's page and a song starts playing. That is so fire. That's fire. Next is gonna be like being able
Top
to
friends.
Maybe. Well, you already have close friends, so it's
yeah.
You see, you
That's
feel me?
true, yeah.
I can make the comparisons all day, yo.
But MySpace, you could remember everyone was a coder back in the day. They were like, oh, moving backgrounds and
I was just about to say that right
floating.
now. The next thing for IG to really be MySpace is have the option to rearrange your grid posts and have them how you want them. Once you could do that, then it's over. That's really MySpace.
It's a wrap.
It's MySpace. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. But I saw that and I was like, oh, perfect timing. About to record today. Definitely bringing this and it's a perfect transition to get into our Plática of the day. But before so let's turn up, mija. Let's get the vibes going.
Get the vibes.
Let's start no lo siento. Let's get it. I'm in my Spanish rapping bag.
Oh.
Bienvenidos a otra Plática. Otra semana, otro capítulo.
Catarte. Catarte.
Shout out to all the real listeners and the real listeners. I appreciate everybody tapped in. You could be anywhere in the world right now, but you're right here tapped in to Sorry No Lo Siento. We are your hosts, Cristobal X Mateo, Healing with Nicole. Got Renee in the building. Got Renee girl in the building. Hey.
Tu perejil.
You really trying to turn this up or nah? Because I can go there. I'm going to go there.
Oh, he's going to go there. Oh.
Huh? Come here. What'd he say? Huh? ¿Y qué tú quieres que te coma toda? I wish I was like 19 when this came out. I'd have been going crazy in the club. I'd have been like Terry Crews on White Chicks. Choo. Shout out to Mr. 305. I'll be in your city next week. Or right now. I will play Pitbull. I wasn't even planned. I have so many new songs that I want to just let go. But I'm like, nah, save them for the rest of the episode. Oh, man. Acomódense toda mi gente. Agarren su cafecito, agarren sus gancitos.
Su tecito.
La jamaica, la horchata, la agua fresca. Muévelo. Atole season and champurrado season is upon us. Dia de los Muertos is upon us. Shout out to Mr. 305, man. That's one of the best hooks ever. I ain't gonna lie.
So, true story. My aunt went to see Pitbull in Reno, and she said she was a little disappointed.
Word?
Yeah. I don't know if it was because he was in Reno.
No, Mr. 305 was turned
Reno.
down?
Yeah, she said he was turned. I don't know if it was Reno or South Lake. I think it was Reno, but she was like, And she loves him. She loves Pitbull. Like, she goes into his concerts. She's been going to his concerts.
She probably hate on me because I saw him for free.
She was like,
I still can't. Go ahead.
She called me to tell me it was like he was late to come out.
Wow,
and then
that's
disappointing.
Like,
yeah, I was like, oh, sorry.
Because I like Pitbull, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, Pitbull album. But I saw him for free in downtown Miami on New Year's Eve. I was drunk. Like, I think I told the story before when I hit the blunt. Remember with the So that was the best. That was probably the best New Year's ever. Like, all I wanted to see was culo done live. That's all I wanted to see, and I could just scream out like, do culo. As soon as culo and the doom da da do shake. That's all I wanted to hear. And Calle Ocho. That's it. And I got all three of those, and I was happy. Off the straight Henny. Off straight Henny.
Danger.
Shirt unbuttoned and everything. Nipples out.
Straight Miami style.
Straight Miami. I'm glad I don't have taco meat because I'll look a little too crazy. Taco meat with the sweat, it ain't really the vibe. It's not really the vibe. Oh, man. Okay, good sister. Aquí estamos. Otra semana, otro capítulo.
Otra plática. 23.
Plática 23.
Yeah.
La plática. No, this is 24.
No, 4. This
La
is 24.
plática de social media. Episode 24, guys.
24.
Dang. We're almost to a quarter, a quarter of a, how do you say it?
Quarter.
A quarter of 100. We still have a lot of episodes to go, good sister.
Yeah.
It's crazy because we were like, man, we're only on episode 24. And we're like, what are we going to talk about next? And there's so much still to talk about.
It just, like, so fitting.
Yeah, so fitting. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, we could have had Plática de Kanye West, to be honest. I would have gone super in, but we're going to let it fizzle out a little bit.
It's too hot in these social media streets.
We already feel like we shadow ban on social media. And that's going to cause more censorship and shadow ban. And we could start right there, actually.
Yeah.
Shadow ban. Censorship. How you feel about that?
Well, I think that there's a lot of censorship on social media. I think each platform has its own level of censorship. Because I feel like IG is very much censors anything political, anything medical, anything that goes against the grain. But I will say this, because I haven't posted anything on my personal account to get me like a strike or anything like that in a very long time. I think it's been over a year. But I literally got a strike on my account for posting a picture from a actual medical study, medical journal.
Yeah.
And I was flagged for misinformation. So I have a love-hate relationship with IG, because IG, I feel like, you want to talk about freedom of speech, you definitely don't have it on IG. I feel like a lot of people feel like they have to tiptoe with what they say, how they say it. You can't
100%.
You can't talk about, I mean, there's, now Reiki content is a little shadow ban. Now this is a little shadow ban. It's like, it's very strange. But then on TikTok, I noticed that they don't really like it when people cuss a lot. I noticed that some people get like flagged for too much cussing. But I have yet to see.
You have to use Chinese etiquette on TikTok. Just saying, they're not
right.
They're not really about.
They're not And I will say the bots on TikTok are really quick for a copyright claim for music. It's like 30 seconds, and it's like you got the flag. Whereas Instagram might be like a day later.
Instagram be just more quick to censor like the misinformation stuff than all the copyrighted stuff.
Right.
But I like what you just said, because Instagram is the more sensitive one to things. Like you have to really tiptoe around Instagram. And I feel like Twitter is the one where you can kind of be more yourself and be more turned up on. It has its moments, but for the most part, you could be a little bit more extra,
TikTok. Well, I say Instagram too, because I've noticed that I get a lot when I do post to my stories on my personal account, I get a lot of women who have like OnlyFans, no shade, get your money how you feel like it.
Yeah.
But it's like, wow, your profile picture is, and it's like, do you? But then Twitter. So I don't know if you heard about this. It was going around on Twitter. I actually found out about it from TikTok. So there was she's a woman now. Her name is Hennessy Marie, I think is her name.
Oh, the transsexual?
Yeah, she's a woman now. She got the top and bottom surgery, and she was like outing men from Miami, like athletes, and saying, hey, I hooked up with this person, posting the videos to Twitter, because Twitter, I have seen some very wild stuff.
Oh, there's definitely porno on their Twitter. That's a given.
And I'm just like,
that's why it's lit over there.
I'm just like, wow. Each platform has its,
Twitter lit, yo. I love Twitter. I like Twitter's like my Twitter's like a diary to me. Like when I don't feel like talking today, like if I'm around people and I don't feel like talking, I'm gonna tweet it. If I feel a certain type of way and I don't want to say it in front of everybody because I know they're not gonna get it, they're not gonna whatever think about it, I'm gonna just tweet it. You know, so
save it in the drafts.
There you go. Yeah. Instagram is more like we're all chilling, so let me show that we're all chilling. You know, there's more show than tell, and I think Twitter is more tell than show.
Yeah,
if that makes sense, but it makes sense to me. But
yeah.
But TikTok is one that I've been ignoring it. I'm not over there, so I don't really know much of how it works.
Well, I found that story. So someone made a video about that Hennessy Marie person. And so they were like, go on their TikTok. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I just saw so many naked men that I did not need to see. And like before I could even scroll, I was just like,
TikTok about the porn too?
No.
I'll hop on there right now.
TikTok is not about
I'll make one. You didn't tell me that. You don't leave with that, Nicole. You could have been like, Chris, get over here.
No, it's not.
They got the Yeeties.
They really don't.
Okay.
They don't. They also. Okay, so I had seen a person post about the story. Like, you know how like drama, like, ooh, she's over here posting like all these athletes and they're naked and blah, blah, blah.
Wait, who?
So what? The Hennessy Marie. Okay. I think that's her name. So I was like, go over to Twitter. So I just searched Twitter and then it was just like nakedness on Twitter. And I was like, oh my gosh, let me get off. But I noticed on TikTok, so there's this, I follow this woman. She has an OnlyFans, but she also has like a business, some other stuff, you know, and you cannot say porn star on TikTok. I've noticed that all these women who work like OnlyFans, they say corn star instead of porn star because I guess it's like banned on TikTok. Or it'll shadow ban you or something.
I've seen actually content creators that every time that when they do their reels, they say porn or sex. Even when they do subtitles, they spell sex wrong. They put like SECX. I mean SECKX. You know, or they always bleep out the porn. Same thing. Some people write it with a zero instead of an O. You just throw it off. You know, so there's ways around it. But yeah, it's censorship is corny to me, man. You don't have to follow anything. You can actually block someone if you don't want to see their content.
Exactly. And you don't have to look.
You don't have to get mad. You don't have to get a reaction out of it. Like, let everyone do what they want to do. I hate when everyone wants everyone to be like on the same type of think mentality. Like, nah, I don't.
I get it because I saw all these naked men and I was like, oh, this is not for me. And I just got out and then went back to my regularly scheduled Twitter feed.
Went back to vanilla Twitter.
Yeah. I was like, this is not for me. But hey, whoever wants to do that, that's.
I'll make an anonymous.
Do you.
Porn Twitter.
Wow. So we'll just add that to your repertoire.
Yeah. Nah, I don't think I could be in the porn industry. I don't think I could do that. That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
That's
always
a lot
being
of risk.
Horny. Nah, risk? Why?
Well, because you have to like there's people and diseases and
I think they're more cleaner than the average person.
You think so?
I think so, yeah.
I mean, well, hopefully you're in some top of the line production because
I got Obi's network, yo. What porn are we shooting in here? Clear everything out the way.
There's plastic.
I got a nice little Persian rug. It'll look nice on camera. Really get out really break the matrix break the algorithm like that.
It's like OB network at night.
It just sucks the censorship part because you just like you said you have to tiptoe around certain things you want to say. Some content, some reels might be super fire, but then you overthink it because like you don't want to get canceled. It sucks more when you're trying to build the brand from nothing like us. Like we don't have all this clout to where we can get canceled for like a week and people be over it, but we're still good. Like nah, if we get canceled at this level, it's like starting all over again. Like, how are you trying to build a brand when you're already being hate? Like, people already hate you on the building process. I mean, I understand that people are always gonna hate throughout every level. They're always gonna be the people that are like, hopefully they fail, hopefully this don't work out. But like, nah, like this, no, I don't want to bring my platform all the way down to the bottom again. That's why you just have to play the game. It sucks, but like all these social media platforms, they're not our house, guys. People get mad about, they took me down, they censored me, they blocked me. Well, bro, you're saying things that you're walking into someone else's house and saying rhetoric that they don't want you to say. Get out. I have the right to kick you out. You hit agree. You didn't even read the terms and conditions. We just hit agree.
Right?
You just hit agree, bro. You just hit. You already sold your rights away.
Period.
So I hate that. I hate when people get upset about they're giving me a hard time on social media, blah blah blah, because if you came into my house right now and started talking about all this stuff that I ain't with, you out. I'm kicking you out. Blocked in real life, not an online block, real life block.
Real life block.
You get me? So now, like, I hate when people get upset about stuff like that. And that's why if you want to be on these social medias, you have to play the game.
You have to play the game.
Stop complaining about it. Stop crying about it, because you don't have to be on there either. You don't have to partake. And the only reason I get upset about us is because we're playing it the right way, Nicole. I'm playing the game with this podcast, and I still feel like I feel like we're shadow banned. I feel like there's some type of, I don't know if there's levels to the shadow ban, but I know we're like level 1 of it, because our numbers do not reflect what they were reflecting a month ago. Instagram was a gradual ladder going up, and after we did 280 views, I don't know if it's that video, but after that, they weren't doing the same numbers anymore. Now it'll be a whole 24 hours, and they don't even have 100 views. Before, that would happen in the first hour, the first 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. So I don't know who messing with us. I don't know if IG, but that's why I get upset, because it's like, yo, I'm playing the game, yo. I'm not talking about nothing. I'm not talking about no. I don't. Right. Even when I get my little when I drop my little Easter eggs of conspiracy stuff or spirituality or numerology or whatever, I don't even go full in depth into that. I don't even break it down really, because I know it's burnt out. This ain't the platform for that. And we're trying to build the brand. That's not helpful when you're trying to build the brand. Controversial stuff like that, nah. You have to really just stay in the how do you say it? Just stay in the middle. Don't pick a side. When you're trying to build a brand, don't pick a side, because as soon as you pick a side, you box yourself in, first of all, and then also people always gonna be like, oh, you're the conspiracy person, or you're this person, and it's like, nah, like, I don't want to be any of that. I want to be able to do a conspiracy episode, but then next week we're doing a food episode, and then next week we talking to someone else, we're talking to a barber, we're talking to whatever, and it could be anybody, producer, artist, it don't matter. But no, I'm not with that content no more, and I still feel like we're getting shadow banned, and I ain't with that. I'm getting mad. So now we're trying to figure this out. We're trying to break this algorithm.
But it's not just you, though, because I've been on this conversations, DMs, messages. It's people with less followers. It's people with 10K followers that are experiencing the same exact problems. So I don't know if it's Instagram as a whole, which I find it frustrating, because Instagram claims to be wanting to support small creators or micro influencers, but I don't see that. Like, I feel like they talk the talk, but they're not.
Imagine if they just say that so then more people just start posting more content on their platform, which obviously helps them out.
Yeah.
It goes back to the Kanye point. Hey, I know we always say, what would Tupac do? But eventually one day we're going to be saying, what would Kanye do? Yeah. For real.
And I mean, even with him, look at how much.
Oh, he canceled. Oh,
censorship.
Man.
Like, I mean, Revolt took everything down.
The social media is not messing with him.
There's no trace. If you reposted anything from Revolt, you got, I showed you.
Yeah.
People were like, you're going to be shadow banned.
But the great thing about the internet is that once it hits the internet, it's going to live on forever. Because they're already on the YouTube. They're already out. The link's already out there. Once it goes out, it goes out. And they knew that. That's why Nori apologized. I don't want to get into Kanye. That's a whole Plática. I don't want to get into.
Yeah.
But he's heavily censored in all areas, and I think we're just seeing freedom of speech being taken away from us. But I think only freedom of speech is being taken away from us digitally. Like in real life, he can say whatever he wants, but it only affects him when it gets recorded and put it out into the world. Again, the digital aspect of it affects him. But if he was just saying that out loud, I don't think he would. You don't get canceled in real life. That's not canceled in real life is fake. It's all social media cancellations, and Kanye just I guess he's buying Parler. He's buying the social media app Parler.
I saw that, yeah.
And I guess Candace Owens' husband owns Parler, which makes sense why he's buying Parler.
Yeah. But the question is, are people going to go over there?
No, the question to me is, does it matter if you buy Parler? Like, who owns the internet? Who owns the bandwidth? Like, who does someone own it? Like, who owns the internet? Who has the power to be like, we're not off?
Who?
Because whoever has the power to do that.
I mean, look at governments around the world when there's people trying to go against the government. What does the government do? They just shut down the whole internet.
Kanye. I'm gonna leave it there. I don't know. But social media is just it's so crazy how it's probably like it's been here for a minute, right? Social media. I don't know when. Do you know when the first social media app started? What would be considered the first social media app? Was it like AOL or AIM or?
I consider AIM to be, because I had like you had your list and you would just chat. And
you're on the Sidekick too?
I never had a Sidekick.
Yeah, they're a little hard though. I like Sidekick.
Yeah, my little cousin had one. But I feel like AIM was like the chat where you'd be like after school, like, okay, we're gonna talk, and you have your little group chats. And
it's wild how they kind of social medias have been here for what, the last 20 years maybe. The social media, right? I would say 15 for sure, but between 15 and 20 years, it's been here. So it's just so crazy to me to see how it has really consumed our life. Social media has really just taken over human existence. Like everything is content. Like TV is social media now. Like it's so wild to me because it hasn't been that long. And being born in '93, just being born the year that I'm born, like I still have a lot of pre-internet, things that I held on to that I saw it become what it became, And I was kind of even late to social media because, the first thing that I hopped onto was MySpace. That was my first introduction to going online and signing in. And even the way I found out about MySpace was very like I was late to it. I remember I was in class and then the homegirl was like, "Hey yo, Matt, you don't have MySpace?" And I'm like, "MySpace? What's MySpace?" And then the person next to her was like, "You don't know what MySpace is?" And I just obviously when you're young you feel like, damn, you guys are shaming me for not knowing what MySpace is. So I felt away. I'm like, what's MySpace? And then one of the homies was like, bro, you don't know what MySpace is? And I was like, nah. He goes, oh, I'll pull up to you. I'll go to your house after school and like we'll make you a MySpace. I'm like, word? Like, what do you mean make me a MySpace? Like, what are we doing? And he goes, nah, like, you just gotta sign up, blah, blah, blah. So I remember I signed up, and obviously right when I was all infatuated. I was like, yo, this is so dope. You can put a song, you can put a thing, you can learn coding. Like, it was next level. It was dope. And then I told my cousins about it. They all hop on board. At the time, I was the only one with the internet, and we had the dial up and everything. So every time they would come over, they would let me get on my MySpace. Check the reply to their messages and stuff. So that was my first introduction to social media was MySpace, and I'm not even gonna lie, consumed from the jump.
But the beauty of MySpace was that we still didn't have phones in our hands, so we still lived and did life stuff, And then we would be like, okay, I'm going to log on my MySpace now because I'm at a computer.
We were texting via text. I mean, we were tweeting via text.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm skipping to Twitter. The reason I said that was because MySpace, I did get to use it on my phone, though. But it was before apps were a thing. So it was MySpace mobile.
You're right.
So you have to go to myspace.com and it'd just be like
login.
Yeah, it looked like the desktop version, but it was just on your phone. And I did use that, for a bit as well. So I got to experience it on the mobile side as well. And then it got to this moment where, first of all, let's stay on MySpace real quick. Do you remember the first MySpace song? Your first MySpace song on your page? Because I do.
What was your first MySpace song?
Chris Brown, Run It.
What?
And it was an accident because I was figuring out how to add stuff. Mm-hmm. So I guess I added it not knowing I added it. And then I realized like, it's been my song for the last week. But yeah, it was Chris Brown, Run It.
I don't remember the very first song. I would change my songs all the time.
And I would hide my music player because I never like what people to know. I've always been that person, Nicole, that I hate sharing music. I hate like just putting people onto music. Let me enjoy it for a while and then you guys can have it. But
you would hide your
I would hide my music player, yep. And it'll be an auto player, so as soon as you go on my page, it would just stop playing and you can't hit pause because it's hidden.
We should have all been techie coders making all this money if MySpace had continued.
It was like greater than / heart, less than, center,
bold.
I
had like the background that would like move.
Yeah, and then you find the URL part and you change it and you put a picture so it can make it a different thing. You gotta put tile on it.
Yeah,
and we're legit coding.
Yeah, we were legit coding during that time.
MySpace was a game changer. I loved MySpace. I used to love doing bulletins. I used to love answering the questions of the bulletins. Every time people would post them, I would just copy everything and do my answers. I used to love doing that.
It was more interactive, like really interactive, you know?
Did you have top friend beefs?
Oh my gosh.
The homegirls hated on you because they weren't...
No. So sometimes, I figured out how to do like get the more top friends. So it would just be like my core homies.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't show anybody else.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember my girlfriend at the time, Joey wanted to be the first one. Cause I would always have my cousin first, and then if we would break up, I wouldn't have her on, and I would be my cousin, and then I would have her like on 4th or something, and then when we get back together, I'd just be on 1.
Move her back to you like move people, yeah.
A little 9th grade stuff, you know.
Yo, that stuff mattered. You'd be like, ooh, look at who's her top 3, or like, cause you could change it.
Yeah, the level of validation you feel to that person, like I'm their best friend because I'm in their top 8. And then it got kind of funky when it went to like top 20. We could do top 20 and stuff like that. Like, I got corny. Like, super corny. Super corny. But remember I used to say like online now?
Yeah.
I used to love when I would log on and there'll be like new messages, new friend requests, new bulletins, and new picture comments. Oh, damn. The picture comments. Remember, I want to own, and you put so and so owns the picture. You never did that.
Oh my god.
Yo, whoever had girls would be like, I own. So you'd be like, Ashley owns. The caption would be Ashley owns. That's so corny.
MySpace
that was fun though.
Else.
I forgot about that, man. I don't know. I get home from school, turn on 106 in Park, open the laptop up, and get to bulletining.
And it would be like really interactive. You'd be like, okay, on your laptop or.
And MySpace started mirror pictures. I don't care what nobody tells me. Taking pictures in front of the mirror, MySpace started that. That was MySpace.
That was MySpace.
Cause I remember before I would take them like this. At one point in time, I started seeing like people like just taking. I'm like, that's so much easier. This is before front cameras and all that too. You know, that's why the mirror,
like...
bruh. Nicole owns.
So my parents, the way their bathroom is, like they have like a big counter and have like a long mirror, and then they have another mirror. So I would sit in the corner, so I would have like 2 mirrors, and I would take these like cool photos.
It's like you're all around.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But that was before like real filters and stuff, though.
Yeah.
That was like, this is me. Like, look, like that was like.
MySpace was the raw XD era too.
This is me.
Like bangs covering one eye. Yes! The topic bracelets.
Yes.
The little ligas.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of girls with like lip piercings, the thick ones.
Yeah,
The little pointy things.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what a time! What a time!
I contemplated getting my lip pierced, but I was like, nah.
The raw XD era. That's wild.
That's wow.
What a time! What a time! What a time! But then I started noticing, later on MySpace, because I was one of the last few people standing on MySpace, because I didn't realize where everyone was going. So then I started realizing, because I started seeing like my cousins were spending less time on there, and I'm like, yo, how come like you guys aren't on MySpace? They're like, oh, we don't do MySpace no more. We're on Facebook, and I'm like, Facebook? I'm like, what's Facebook? And they're like, oh, it's like the new MySpace, but it's better. And I never got onto Facebook. I never joined Facebook, but that's when I started noticing, because I would post bulletins and like no one was really like responding to them no more. Like no one was really commenting on pictures. Like a lot of the interaction had started falling down. Yeah, so I'm just like, where's everyone going? I wouldn't see as much online now things. I wouldn't see those as much anymore. So I'm like, where's everyone at? And then when people tell me like, I started hearing Facebook more pop up everywhere. I think Tony was like, yeah, we on Facebook now, and Dennis was on Facebook. Everyone was like, started being on Facebook, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not on Facebook. And I tried to just drag MySpace out for the longest until summer of 2010, right before I left up north to Chico to work with my uncle for that summer. I made a Twitter. Actually, 2010. Yep, I made a Twitter. in 2010. So for the last 12 years, I've been on Twitter. And then obviously, I think IG came 2014, I believe. I made one. Whenever I got my first iPhones, when I made Instagram. Mm-hmm. So that was a few years back.
Yeah, I had Facebook because when my brother was in college, I guess everyone in college had it. Like that's how it started.
That's how it started in college. Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like Facebook was...
It didn't age well.
To me, honestly, like I used to be on that. I was on there a lot, and then it was like people from high school will find you and your family, and it was just drama. Like I don't even talk to you people in real life. Like why do I want to talk to you? And you're people that I've known, like
sheesh.
It was like people who like guys that maybe like made fun of me. And then like, oh, I see you're on Facebook, and like,
AKA, I see you look better now.
Yeah. And it was like, how that you could poke.
Oh my gosh. My sis will never poke.
Yeah.
No one's poking me.
Block.
Yeah. I never got hit with Facebook ever.
You weren't missing out.
I think I made one just to kind of. I think you needed one to do an Instagram to like make it. I don't think you need it no more. But at one point you needed it for like a business account type of thing. So I made one.
Still do.
I think you do to take your Instagram to the next level. I think you do need a Facebook connected to it. But before you needed it just for even a smaller. Now the thing that I made the Facebook for, now you don't need it for that no more. Mm-hmm. So I remember I made it just for that, and I never really went on there at all. And then I was just on Twitter. I was just tweeting because Twitter still had that MySpace aspect to me where we can write stuff and communicate. Mm-hmm. It was just tweet form, but it was still typing things out because Instagram wasn't Instagram yet. It wasn't about recording yourself yet. Instagram, it was just pictures at the time.
When it was the blue, or when it was like hit the follow, change the button to.
Yeah, and it was a blue. When it was just a square post. Yeah. Now you have portrait. Now you have the real one. Now it's just so much. It's changed so much, in such short time. But at the time, people weren't doing this. They weren't recording themselves. They weren't posting selfie videos. Everything was just about like still being typed out and written, and then so Instagram became Instagram, and that's when everyone started recording themselves. Instagram Live became a thing, like, because even like all the features that all these apps picked up on, they were all individual services themselves. Like Live was Periscope, I think, or even Skype. Like Zoom was Skype was the original Zoom,
right?
Twitter. I've been Twitter.
What was the one? Vine or something?
Vine was like the original. I think Vine was different. Vine was like just reels, basically. It was like 7-second videos, I think.
What was the one? It started with a T, I think, where people would post.
Tumblr.
Yeah.
Tumblr. Oh, I forgot about Tumblr. Oh my gosh. Tumblr was for the creatives. Like, Tumblr inspired so much things back in the day for me. A lot of Tumblr pictures would be used on my MySpace, to be honest.
Yes. Facts.
Tumblr, like, ASAP Yams was going crazy on Tumblr. Like, Tumblr was porn, too. They took it out, but at one point, it was all porn, too. Everyone was posting weed pictures, because it was the first website that wasn't censored heavy. So everyone was smoking weed on there. Everyone had the pictures of, like, I remember I started seeing this is when I first started smoking weed, and I would go on Tumblr and I would see all, like, the dope smoking photos, the dope bong photos, all the dope, like, ashtray photos, and I'm like, yo, this is a whole culture over here. This is dope.
There was an account called Girls Gone Weed, and it was just girls, no nudity or anything, just girls just, like, taking bong rips or with plants or whatever. And I remember it was like, there was something where they would pick someone to be like the ambassador, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be that.
Tumblr was lit, yo. Dennis was heavy on Tumblr. Like, Dennis had a cool following on Tumblr.
Really?
Yeah. Tumblr was, and I think he got off of it once they took porn down, to be honest.
Eek.
But that was I think Frank Ocean would post unreleased stuff on Tumblr. Like, Tumblr is for the people that know, you know. I don't know when Snapchat came into the picture.
Oh yeah, I still have Snapchat. I just don't really.
I've never used Snapchat.
Really?
Never used Snapchat. Never. Cause after MySpace, I got on Twitter, got on Instagram, and I've stayed on both of those. I've not done anything more. I'm not getting on Snapchat. I'm not getting on TikTok. I'm not getting on Parler. I'm sorry. I'm not getting. There's a new one called Be Real, I think it's called. Mm-hmm. Is it Be Real? Mm-hmm. Have you heard of that one?
So I only heard about that because TikTok has a new feature where it's like now, and then basically what it does, it asks you to basically, it'll take a picture, it'll use your back camera and your front camera to show what's going on in that moment. Be Real is like that. It's like an app from France or something.
Yeah,
but TikTok is like
momentum.
Trying to do that too, and so I did it on accident. But it didn't load because there was something wrong, so it didn't work. But then I did it. I went out for a burger, and so like my camera was pointing at the burger and then pointing at me, and I was like, thumbs up. But I don't see myself using that. I feel like a lot of people share like their home, and I don't know how it collects data and location and all the safety measures that you should be taking on social media.
Yeah, my little brother put me on to Be Real. And when he put me on, I made me realize, like, man, I'm not hip to things anymore. And even at work too, certain coworkers that are younger than me, that 23, 22. Yo, have you heard this? Have you heard of this artist? Have you heard of this artist? And I'm just like, and I'm the person that usually be up on artists. You know, I find people before they become who they become, and they tell me all these artists, and I'm just like, man, this is how I know I'm out the game already. Like the youth, like I'm not the part of the youth no more. Mm-hmm. Like and it's true, because at one point I was heavy. I was always trying to find the next best artist first all that. I was heavy. Now I don't. It got to the point where music became so, like, it was just so much music started being uploaded that I gave up. I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
And now I kind of get hit before, when it's kind of already bubbling. You know, I'm kind of late to it now too. But the kids are telling, the young people are telling me this. I'm like, damn, I'm so tapped out. I don't know who you guys are talking about. Talking about some Bravo. I mean, Edgar the Bagger. I mean, Bravo the Bag Chaser or something. I'm just like, who? What? Like, I'm not hip no more. It gets me kind of upset.
Yeah, I don't know. I think when I first started social media, I was all about it. I was on MySpace, Facebook. You know, I would go out with my friends a lot, so there wasn't any concern about who saw my pictures either. I'd be drunk, like, here I am with all my friends. Like,
what was your initial thoughts when you found out about social media? Like, when you got on there, was it more like I'm gonna be on here for fun? Or was it like, oh wow, like I can build a brand, or when you weren't thinking like that yet, or was it more like I could promote stuff on here, or was it really just like I can just share my everyday life, like friend stuff?
Yeah,
Nothing
for sure.
serious.
Facebook was friend stuff, but then I just deleted that. I was over it. Then Instagram, it was like very personal. It was just, Instagram was just pictures. So it would just be, flower arrangement, what I was eating. That was a huge thing on Instagram.
Eating cereal.
Like, here's my
your bowl, your cereal.
Yeah, here's my food. It's like,
hold on. That's funny you say that, because that's how Twitter was in the beginning too, when people would just be like walking to school. Like, okay.
You're like, cool.
Got in the car and the car's cold.
Getting a Starbucks.
Yeah. Yes. It was, and so the same thing with pictures. It was like,
right. We were just like, here's this. Here's my cubicle at work. Here's my face. Like, just
here's me at work.
yeah, just but then after a while, when I got the idea about, I was blogging like on WordPress, and then I was like, oh, I should bring it over to Instagram. And I tried it, and I was like, oh wow, you can get followers and get free stuff, but I had like another Twitter account. It was like very negative, but I think it was just that version of me who was like very depressed and upset.
Yeah.
And so I would just go on Twitter and just be like, F this, I can't stand this, I don't like you, my coworker, like I would just go, like I just
Scorpio Nicole.
Yeah. And then I deleted that account. And so once I decided to go with Healing with Nicole, it's been just, I don't know. I feel like sometimes I get really consumed with social media, and I think a lot of people do. It's an escape. You're not dealing with real life. But then there's more to life. When I went to Montana, I had no internet service in the park. I had no internet in the town. So it's like I was just living.
Yeah.
Like you're just living.
Yeah, I feel that.
And then, now because I felt like getting TikTok because I wanted to see how our page was doing over there and stuff like that, and seeing what the intern's doing and all of that. Like I could see how people could get lost on TikTok for hours. I could see, because there's everything. There's a good and a bad in everything. Okay. You could use social media to build a brand. You could use social media to educate. You could also use social media to be a horrible person, bully, be a keyboard warrior, all that. There's positives and negatives, pros and cons. I do see a lot of stuff on TikTok that has helped me with work, like with Excel, because I don't like Excel. I hate spreadsheets. I don't even like to use the word hate, but when it comes to spreadsheets, but TikTok has helped me with that.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, there's a teacher on TikTok and I can watch a 3-minute video and figure out how to do that,
Yeah.
So it's also how you want to use social media. How are you just scrolling away, looking at drama?
For sure.
Like, are you consuming drama? Are you consuming negativity? Or are you educating yourself? Like I found an account, which I'm going to share it next week. He's a Latino creator, and he's like, do you want to learn coding? Just watch these videos and you can learn coding, or trying to get Latinos into tech.
Right. That's I like that. That's hard.
And so it's it's how you want to consume it. Sometimes I admit I'll just scroll my little heart out, but I do like to find recipes on TikTok.
Yeah.
Or Instagram. But I could be doing other things. And I literally thought about that today, and I wanted to ask you this question. If you got off social media tomorrow and you still kept podcasting, do you think you would have success without any social media presence?
No. Unless it was already built. So unless the demand was already there. But the demand's not there yet, so no.
So I was thinking about that because, like, I have a friend, she does like the microblading of the eyebrows, and she's rarely on social media. But she's like, yeah, I'm booked and busy. And she's like, yeah, word of mouth. And I'm like, huh. But that doesn't always work for all of us, you know?
Yeah.
Because I
Well,
guess this will.
I always try to put myself in the shoes of the consumer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me as someone that does stuff, I always, because I always put myself in the place of, would I click on this? How would I follow this? Would I do this? Right? So
Mm-hmm.
when you say word of mouth, like it don't hit the same because people need to see it in front of them. Like you can't tell someone, oh, like check out this pod, like because most time people are not gonna take that back with them and be like, oh yeah, they told me to look up this pod. But if it's on your IG, it's a little bit different. When it's on your social media and it's coming up across your screen, right away you see it, so you engage with it. You know, it's there right there in your face. But even this is another example too. Like if you put like a click the link type of thing, most people don't click it because it requires extra steps. Like if it's just one link to go straight to the YouTube video, that's different. But when you're telling them to go to the link that has all the different platforms and then click the one they want, and then that's already too many steps for people. Like, so even down to like just stuff like that where people just, the consumer wants it as accessible as possible to them. They want it as easy as possible. They don't want to go look for it. They don't want to go find it. They don't want to have to scan something. They want it to be, while I'm on my phone already scrolling through stuff, you need to pop up. And then when you pop up, I might engage. But other than that, good luck trying to make someone just, because even at work when I'm telling people stuff or when I'm out and about and I'm talking about the pod, they never bring out their phone right there and then say, oh, what's the pod name? And they look it up. They never do that. And we're talking about it for a cool 10 minutes. And I'm not going to be like, yo, put your phone on, just follow it. If they start asking like, oh, like what kind of videos, then I like, oh, look here and show them. But even when I show them on my phone, they don't pull their phone out and be like, oh, what is it? Okay, cool, I'm going to follow. They don't do that either. They wait till like you either send them something to their DM or actually the other day, I've been talking about my pod for the longest time and my coworker was like, he was like, oh, well, like, I didn't have no service, so he went on his phone and he typed it in real quick. And right when he looked up my account, he hit the follow button. Why? Because he was already there. I was trying to look at something and I didn't have no service, so he pulled out his phone. But it was already like he was there. It was easy to follow. I didn't have to tell him, yo, go follow it, and then he does it later when he goes home.
Right.
So it goes back to that word of mouth thing. That word of mouth, it works if we're lit already. If we had even just like if we had about 20,000 followers, it could still, a word of mouth type of thing could still work. But we're coming into this media game being, and I say this respectfully, people hate when I say this, but we're coming in as nobodies to the space. We don't have the clout. We don't have a following. We don't have a huge audience where we're making all this impact. We don't have we don't have hundreds and thousands of downloads for our episodes. Like, so that's groundwork, and groundwork now is social media.
And nobody's putting us on, and we don't have somebody just.
Nobody's putting us on.
Yeah, nobody's putting us on.
No one's has posted us, like, has a crazy following, like no one, and that's fine because it's gonna happen. And sometimes that's part of like getting discouraged on social media. That sometimes we'll get into this. That's a good transition. That we seek validation.
Yeah,
we seek validation on social media because when the numbers don't reflect, we feel away. When people aren't sharing it, we feel away. I'm guilty of that.
I'm guilty of that too, but I think that's also just, it's a psychological game.
It is.
Because the likes, the comments, whatever. But what bothers me is when, well, it doesn't bother. It's a give and take here. Because I feel like with social media, I have met a lot of amazing people. I've met you, Dennis, Fowla, Mimi, Jay. I mean, I can go on with people that I talk to on a daily basis.
Right.
Who say, hey, how are you doing? Oh, I like your content. Who support me.
Right.
Who genuinely support.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got people in your real daily who are like, oh yeah, I'm gonna support you. Oh yeah, I'm gonna follow you. Da-da-da. And they don't. And it's like, that's a lesson that I've learned this year in this building and destroying of everything, is that I support the people who support me. Shout out to my fam who follows, and my cousin who just had the baby. her son Ocean. I was like, I think I shouted him out on the last episode.
You did,
She
yeah.
was like, and she was like, really? She's like, but I was like ahead of myself. She's like, I just watched your episode. I didn't hear it. Maybe I missed it. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's watching. She's listening. And that makes me feel good, you know, because it's
Yeah.
like, wow, you really are out here supporting me.
Yeah.
And I appreciate her for that. And she's like, you know, I've known her whole life. But then you got people who are like, oh yeah, I'll support the, and it's like dubs on a pinto, like they just making stuff up. But the minute that we take off, those
I
same
see
people are
you.
gonna come knocking like, oh yeah. It's the same people who will share Kim Kardashian and be all up in there like, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful and you're the best. And she doesn't even read her comments. She doesn't even care about you. And it's like, but you won't support your own,
Yeah. The people you can touch.
the people that are just right here, you know?
Yeah.
That's so.
I guess it's like, I mean, real life validation is a thing for sure as well. That I guess real life validation that you're seeking, not even seeking it. But I think in real life too, we seek a certain type of validation that has that gets carried on through social media. It's like the effects that social media plays on our life. Like we seek the validation outside of it because the people that we know in real life, they're not validating it on social media. They're not the support we want is also on the social media. Because when people can say, "Oh, we support you, we like your show," but we also like, "Well, why come you don't post it?" Right?
Yeah.
You don't feel like that? Like it's like, okay, you say you're the supporter, you say you're all this, but not once have you posted it. Not once have you said, "Oh, I like the content."
It's like, we love what you're doing, really, because I haven't seen you interact with our content.
No, it's like that, and it's also like, oh yeah, we support you over here on this side, really? Because I can't tell. I can't. There's nothing that y'all done that I see. Okay, they really rock with us. They support.
Yeah.
If there's anybody out there that I can really say that about, it's Paula Azul. That's the only person I can say. We don't have to ask. She's constantly doing this. Not like she only throws it up one time only and then never does it again for the next 2-3 months. No, like she not only posts the video, always leaves remarks like this really the next Joe Budden type-esque podcast, like level type thing. They about to blow up one day, like follows. It's not just a post. It's like, let me hype y'all up too. Like that's real support where you don't have to ask for it. Yeah. You don't have to ask for it. And like, I know I'm probably speaking for all content creators when I say this. People that actually spend the time to make their own videos, make their own content for their page. Going back to the validation, like yes, we feel a way, and it sucks because we shouldn't rely on numbers and views and likes and comments to validate our work. Because we put a lot of time into editing videos, to doing all that stuff. It takes time to do it, and sometimes I look at the content that I make for our page, and I'm just like, man, it looks so dope. And then I don't see the numbers, and that dopamine it don't hit the same way.
Yeah.
Like earlier, like a few months back, when we were seeing it go up and we were seeing it grow, it was like, heck yeah. And the better the reels got, the better the numbers got. So it was like, okay, cool, we're on to something. And then all of a sudden, they go back down. So it's like, man, you feel a way. Like even when you're editing, you're like, why am I even doing this when it's going to get like 10 views?
Right.
Like that. Those are feelings that we as creators, as creators, we how do you say it? We encounter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it goes back to mental health too, like wanting the validation, overthinking it. You know, Nicoleing it really.
Yeah.
You know, like or just overthinking, like even us. Like I know we're guilty of it. Like because we're constantly trying to figure out how can we crack this? How can we crack this? But I like that about this because we're not giving up. We see that it's a challenge. We see that it's a game. We hear other people's testimonies. They're all saying that they're going through, IG troubles. They don't like it. They're getting shadowed by. They seem like there's censorship over there. But why not be the ones that figure it out? Why not be the ones that to break it and then share the information with people? You know, because it's so easy to be like, okay, I'm not worried about Instagram no more. Let's just go work. Let's go where we're like, because people always like to be where they're celebrated more than where they feel like they're not tolerated.
Oh, exactly.
But it's like, nah, like we're trying to break through the place where we're not tolerated, where we're gonna get accepted. Mm-hmm. It's only a matter of time before we get accepted, and that's a whole different conversation. Like I'm not saying in real life I care to be accepted by people, but no, we're gonna break through this, and you guys are gonna see, okay, y'all ain't playing, y'all ain't giving up. Mm-hmm. We keep trying to shadow ban you, but there's too many posts to shadow ban you now. There's too many posts a day to do that, and we can. Yeah, they might do it for the next month, 2 months, but Who knows? Maybe next week, Nicole, we see the numbers start going up again. And then what?
Yeah.
And then it goes back to just keep shooting. Keep shooting the ball. Keep taking the shots. Because it's easy to get discouraged when you don't see it reflect on your numbers.
Yeah.
It sucks. And that's me even going back to like not wanting to do Instagram lives, because I feel a way just seeing. I'm scared that only one person's gonna be on an Instagram live. That's just me. Like, I want that. That don't look lit to me. You don't look like people care. Like, and that it bugs me, and I shouldn't. But I'm being honest.
You got to start somewhere, though.
You do, but why not build something up to where when we go live for the first time, we at least have 10 people in there. I'm not asking for 100 people on the live. I just can't do 1 or 2 popping in and out. One person coming in, then staying for like a minute. That's boring. Hopping out. And then you're only talking to one person. Like, might as well FaceTime the person. No, but you shouldn't think like that. Because guess what, bro? That one person's still there supporting you. So you should be putting on a show for them.
Exactly.
They still there tapped in. So you show up and do something. You know, you said you're going live, or you're live now, and you got one person. You better show. Who cares if there's only one person there? So it's just little things like that I have to I'm gonna get over. I know I will, but it goes back to validation. Not wanting to. I want to look lit, and I think sometimes too, Nicole, I stop looking at my numbers like on my story, because even sometimes, and it sucks because we do this podcast where we have to care about analytics, and we have to care about numbers if we want to grow it. But exactly. I hate looking at them because it does discourage me.
Yeah,
it discourages me, and like now recently we're seeing the listen on the episode rise, right? And the reason I get hype about that is because podcasts are podcasts. Like, this is not a song. This is not 3 minutes, not 2 minutes. Like, we've been giving y'all 2+ hour episodes. So I understand if, not everyone likes podcasts. It's too long. Some people rather wait for like the clips. Some people rather wait for the reels. I get it. Like, that's how they listen, and you can listen any way you want to listen. But yeah, seeing our plays go now averaging 50, 60 just on certain platforms, it's like, okay, cool. It's still growing. Like, before it was like 17 for the whole month. Now it's 50 the second day. It's like, okay, that's the growth I need to see. That's the conspiracy growth that I was seeing. That first, I had no video on conspiracy episode. We're getting 100 plays the first day. First day we're getting 100 plays, and this is a podcast. This audio, 2-hour audio content. It's not a music video. It's not something that you're gonna engage with real quick. It's long form content. So, but the validation was I felt so good knowing I have no video and this is the numbers I'm getting. Like that, it felt good dropping conspiracy. And then I started noticing the numbers dropping a little bit. And that's because I think I just got inspired too. But the Good Brother episode started coming, and they were doing the same amount of plays that the other ones were doing. So I'm like, okay, the validation comes back, because now you feel better because they're tuning into the ones with no guests. And that's why I keep saying that. But that's why this means way more to me, because we're building this with no validation from people, Nicole.
I just feel that, and I might ruffle some feathers with this statement, that a lot of people start a podcast with guests because they have, they got people in their network, or people put them on or whatever. And it's like, that's the only reason why you're relevant.
Ooh. And we don't get mad at that either, because they're playing the game. You can play the game how you want to play the game.
However you do it.
Because best believe I have that connection to just be to us for beat up. I'll take advantage of it. Exactly. But we're building this. I'm not gonna cry about it. I know that I'm not the most. It's gonna take time for sure.
Yeah.
But doesn't that mean so much more when it works? Doesn't that mean so much to us, Nicole, that you can't tell us nothing. You can't tell me nothing because you weren't there. You weren't there for the come up. Only a few people are here for the come up. Only a few people have been here when especially you, Nicole, you know when I'm feeling a way about stuff going on with the pod. Yeah. You know when I'm upset about something. You know how much just goes into all this. It's not it's
people just think it's like, hi, I'm here to record and that's it.
I always say that too, but I actually heard it today on a podcast. They were saying like, this is the easiest part. Sitting down, this is the easiest part. But then after we're done recording, who's worrying about the audio? Where's the audio going? Who's worrying about the video? Where's it uploading?
The video.
Who's worrying about the reels? Who's worrying about uploading it to the RSS feed? Who's worrying about uploading it to the YouTube? All that. Who's worrying about the content? Who's worrying about posting? Like, there's so much that this is the easiest part. The easiest. Just hit record.
Easy.
Okay, hit record. The content's done. Okay, now what we're gonna do with the content? Who's gonna start posting where it needs to be posted at? And right now we do a lot of those jobs. Shout out to our intern for just at least taking that social media weight off of us. But for the most part, we're worried about all this still. So it means so much more when it works because no one was validating this from the beginning. And right now we have baby validation, right? People see. I know people see. People lurk and people
look.
They see.
People might accidentally like and they just leave it there, but we know you watching.
You think that's what it is?
It's like, oh, I liked it.
And I wonder if more people hate too when you take the approach of you don't need nobody. You don't think so?
You know, I feel like the term community.
It's bunk.
Yeah. I'm going to just leave that there.
I get people try to also like the right intentions are there, but everyone's out for self.
I think that it works, but I think it gets very cliquish. And then at some point you realize who you're really trying to work with and who's just you're not.
Yeah.
That's just it.
I don't know, man, but eventually we're gonna get to a point, Nicole, where they'll be posting us like crazy.
There's something funny. So I went on TikTok, and one of our videos, there's like people arguing in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
So there's literally like 3 people going at it in our comments, and because they're doing that, it's increasing our comment count on the post.
Word?
It's like they've had like 10 to 12 comments and they're just going back and forth. Then another person chimes in and I'm just like, I haven't even read all the comments because I'm like, at some point you just have to say like, okay, let it just ride. Like,
we're here to just create conversation as well, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes go ahead.
Sometimes that's, there's
that's why I don't like
healthy arguments.
That's why I don't like to look too much into the comments and stuff like that, because like, thank you. I don't care if you agree, disagree, whatever. Like, you guys are in our comments doing whatever you're doing, but you're in our comments. So have a blast. And I think people get more, they hate it more when we don't have our 2 cents to say anything. We leave it there and let them do their thing and we don't chime in. We might just do like a laughing face emoji and they get even more mad, like, why can we not say anything else? Like, I don't care. Like, even the one about me, when the homies were like, pause on one of my videos that when I was rapping, I could have gone in there and been funny too and smart, but I'm like, thank you.
What?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You watched. And then the homies, I know how they are. Just they reach too. I heard the part where they were talking about. I'm like, you guys are reaching, like, because I said I'll be giving it up, and they're like, pause, and it's like, bro, I'll be giving out the bars, I'll be giving out the knowledge, I'll be giving out the game, like, yeah, give it out, bro. I'm not giving out my butt. Like, relax.
But that's where
that's where the homies do homie things.
Levels of maturity.
Men are never mature. Male friends never mature amongst each other. Oh man, is your family big on social media? Did they finally join El Facebook?
My parents never did. My mom never. She was like, I'm not getting on that nonsense.
Word?
Yeah.
Never gave in. My mom was the same way till she gave in.
My mom's not about that life.
She on YouTube though. She getting closer.
So she doesn't. My dad's the one who's on YouTube.
Okay.
Now that he's retired, he's like.
Is YouTube considered a social media?
I don't know, but my dad feels a need to leave comments on people's stuff. He's like, I left a comment on someone's video. I'm like, Dad, they don't care. Like, please stop.
I'm that person. I love leaving my 2 cents on an Instagram post. I love it, especially the ones that have like 5 comments. I know you're gonna see mine. Like the other day, I don't know if you know who Elliot Wilson is. He posted a picture of a little baby, and he was holding like his navel like if he was pregnant, right? I put little baby having a little baby, and everyone liking, everyone's commenting me back, laughing. And I'm just like, really? Like, is that it? Yeah. The other day, oh my gosh, I said something, and they were like, you're not even black. Like, stick with 6'9". That's all you got. And I started dying.
Oh my gosh, people get so upset too. What?
Someone was like, "This N-word problems, leave us, get out of it." And I was like,
"Oh my god!"
And I wanted to respond back because I was like, "Nah, this is more funny that I caused them to react." I get a kick when I make people react.
Yeah, see, I don't.
So I was that person. That's why I got blocked by Nikki and Kaylani on Instagram. Because I was always leaving little 2 cents comments, right? Like Kaylani would. I remember the reason I got blocked from Kaylani was because she always tried to prove to Instagram that she was black. Always like, and one day she finally posted a picture of like, cause everyone always like, oh, post your dad, right? I want to see your dad, and she never did. And so one day she finally posted a picture of her dad, right? It was like an old school picture, like I guess he was like a surfer or something. Mm-hmm. And all I said was like, she's only posting this picture because she wants us to believe that she's trying to just convince us that she's black or whatever. And that was it. I got canceled. And then Nikki at the time I got canceled from her because I was hopping over to the Cardi B side, right? You know, so I was just commenting like just stuff like, Nikki, you really a hater, like just giving my 2 cents, and she blocked me as well.
Blocked.
But that one I want to get unblocked by. This pod gotta be so big that Nikki unblocks me.
You're gonna have to apologize or something. I don't know.
It sucks. I can't go on Nikki's page. I can only see Nikki when other pages post what she posts on her page.
Wow.
Like a repost.
I guess I just don't care that much. I always post like supportive stuff, but if I don't agree with something, I don't even bother like to express my.
When did but there was this turning point in Instagram, right, where it really just became all about entrepreneurship in a way, even if it's like a facade, right? Because now if you make an Instagram, like no one's really posting personal stuff on Instagram. Everyone's a fake something or somebody on Instagram. Like even me, like on there, like if you go on my Instagram, it says amateur pod or podcast or whatever, but it's like I'm not big in that field yet, you know. I'm playing the part until it becomes that, but you know, it's like when people have like
life coach.
Not even just life coach. Like I feel like people go on there like not even just, you know, we have a producer in the room. I'm not trying to just pick on him, but there's people that like that, you know, they'll just say, oh, I'm an artist, I'm a producer. So they make an Instagram, right? And it says artist on there, producer on there, but there's no posting of beats. There's no nothing. It's just like and then when you meet them like in real life and like, oh, what's your Instagram? And you follow them, you go on there and it's like, oh, you're a producer. Oh, I make beats here and there, bro. But why can't you why? I feel like no one on Instagram is just being regular no more on Instagram. Everyone's either like a chef, a tax person, a real estate person, you know, artist, you know, crypto person, spiritual person, potter. Like everyone's something on Instagram now.
Your title, yeah.
Yeah, no one's just, oh, hey, I'm Chris on Instagram. You know, and the people that are just themselves are private accounts.
Yeah, there's a lot of private accounts. A lot of our followers, private accounts.
Because it's more personal pages.
Yeah.
They're the pages that aren't promoting like their business or trying to promote like their dreams and what they're really doing, you know. But it's like me, I've always had like a podcast page, but I barely started posting podcast stuff, like reels and stuff. And now it's like not even on my Chris Matt page. Now it's on a whole different page.
Yeah.
That's on Siento. So there was that. I don't know when that switch happened where it became more business oriented, but
the master classes and
everything. You could do subscriptions on Instagram now.
Yeah.
And that's why you need followers, yo. Mm-hmm. They are currency.
But also, a lot of these people don't have real followers. They paid for
it. That's good. We didn't put that in the outline. I forgot. That is so true. That's so true. I'm going to give an example recently, right? Mm-hmm. So this account pops up on my suggested followers, right? And usually when accounts, like brand new accounts pop up on your page, it's because someone in your followers follows them. Or there's some type of, you know, correlation between them, right?
Right.
Some type of they just know each other some type of way, some type of connection. So then I see this page pop up. It was like a media page, And I go on the page because I was drawn in by the photo and the name of the account. So I'm like, oh, cool, let me see what this is about. And I go on there. It's a brand new page. Probably had like 2 posts. Barely any followers. Probably like a cool 16. I'm probably like a cool 8 followers. And then they were following like over 200 people, 300 people, because you could tell they just made the account, So I see it and I only see 2 people that are following it that I know, that I'm associated with. So I'm like, okay, I know them too. It's probably their page. They're probably starting a little media page. They're probably starting something where they're gonna start just promoting, showcasing artists and their favorite people. Just like a hip hop Instagram page, right?
Yeah.
Saw it one day, just scroll through it. Didn't follow it really because we'll have this conversation next about supporting, like when to follow and when not to follow. We'll have the conversation next. Why? Like, because if it was their page, as a friend, I should have followed, but I don't feel like I need to follow until I see some type of work being put into this. I'd never follow my friend's account when they say, oh, follow my party decorating page, and then I'm not gonna follow until I see it's consistent. Until I see you're always posting and you're always promoting it, then okay, I'll tap in. But I'm not just gonna follow you just so you can get the followers over there, because I'm gonna unfollow you if I don't see anything being posted anyways, right? And so I didn't follow the page. Whatever, get out of it. I scroll through it. Cool. The next day, I think it was, or probably 2 days later, I see it pop up again on my suggested followers page. Go on it again just because let me see if they've grown a little bit. Maybe they added more to it. Whatever. I go on there now, and this time they have more posts on their page, but they have like 900 followers, and I'm just like, what? And the reason I even dug more into it was because this page just started. We just started. How they have 900 already, and we don't have 900 already, and we're putting out original content. We're doing all the things we need to do that Instagram tells you to do to get into the algorithm. And this person's only posting screenshots of like new artists, promoting a song. Like it's nothing crazy. So I saw 900 followers, and I'm like, what that don't make sense. And I didn't even go on the followers yet. I still didn't click on the followers. I go to the posts in the first few posts, the ones that they had when I first saw it the previous day. And the post had over probably 20 comments, I think it was. And when I had looked, it had none. It had like one, I think, from like one of them, too. So I see all that, and I'm just like, who commented on this 20 times? So that's when I click the comments, and I see all the weird account pages. So I'm like, wait, why? Who are these people? Like, they look like they're from a different country. So then I go to the followers, and I see all Indians, all people from different countries, and that's when I clicked. I'm like, these are bot followers, not BOT. Like, they're bot. They purchase these followers, and that's why they're popping up in my suggested people, because they bought the followers to get them into the algorithm.
Yep.
But then it's like, it's fake love. Like, the numbers are there, but then the ratio don't match, bro. You have 900 followers, and all these posts only have 1-2 likes, no comments. Like, something's fishy here.
The math's not mathing.
It's not math. It's not mathing. But most people are not looking too deep into it like that. I pay attention to stuff like that because I'm trying to grow my page. So I'm studying. I'm trying to grow our page, so I study different people's pages. So that caught me off guard because I just saw this account 2 days ago. Y'all were at 8 followers. 8 followers.
8.
There's no way y'all got over 900 followers in 2 days. I'm sorry. And then I go back recently, and they're not there no more, the followers. I don't even think the account's there. I think they deleted it, actually.
Wow.
But it goes back to validation, but we seek the validation so quick. We seek it so quickly. So, yeah, just keep pushing, man. I guess discouraging, but if you got the content, just keep shooting. We have the pod. We podding already. The content's gonna be made regardless. We can't just stop making content because it's not doing what it needs to be doing, because TikTok doing what it needs to be doing. TikTok holding us down yet.
Yeah, TikTok is holding us down.
And that's what I'm also realizing too, being in this content media game where you have to utilize every social media. We have to try the Facebook. Facebook can be our way of getting up, like really blowing up. We don't know. We're not trying. TikTok we saw did more than Instagram. Cool, we happy. But maybe, earlier I gave you the idea we should do Twitch. That can open up a whole different audience. That could be the one to take us over the top. We're so focused on just Instagram because it's the OG one. It's the one that's really popping. I think every time people open up their phone, they go straight to IG most of the time. I guess I'm speaking for myself, but now it's becoming TikTok that people are using more. But Instagram is still the top dog to me. So we're gonna break it, and I'm not gonna get discouraged. I'm gonna have my moments where I feel a little iffy because I could play all the voice text messages we have, Nicole, where I'm constantly like, Nicole, it just don't make sense. Nicole, I know I told you this already, but how? How does it don't add up? It don't. We have the original content. We're posting multiple times throughout the day. We have the stories. We have everything that we need. Our faces are in these videos. We're like, it's just everything. So, and it was working. So that's why it threw me off, because it was growing. And all of a sudden, it's like it got the followers every day. The followers are growing 1 or 2, 1 or 2, 3, 1 or 2, 3, 1 or 2, 3. Now we're getting followers once a week. I think, if that, every 2 weeks now. But now we're gonna break this algorithm, Nicole. I know we are. And once we do, we're gonna charge you. Once we do, Nicole. Once we do. Money. I forgot about my favorite drop. I haven't used it in a minute.
I know.
But once we figure out this algorithm and we break it, yeah, money. We charging.
We charging.
Package deals. We're gonna show you proof and everything too. Ain't gonna be no scam. We ain't gonna grift off y'all and just tell you, oh, we broke the code and we broke the algorithm, and then just tell you guys. That's what I hate about all the ads and stuff, the Instagram ads about how to grow your reels and stuff like that. It's all cap. Y'all capping. We tried all the famous popular sounds. We tried endlessly different techniques, yo. Endlessly. And we still haven't gave up. And yeah, we get a little frustrated sometimes, but we just cool, whatever, let it rock. Then we go back a week later. I feel away again, and I tell Nicole, yo, something don't make sense. What's going on? I had Nicole over here tell the intern, like, yo, tell them to hit up IG, yo. They hit them up and everything, and still no response. Still no response. Oh, Nicole, tell them about the thing you caught red-handed.
Okay, so let me.
Oh, we should have led with this. This is how you know IG playing us. This is how we know. Confirmed.
Confirmation. So, Nicole likes to be Nicoling, as Chris says, and I like to look at our Instagram profile page. I like to look at the reels. I like to look at numbers. I like to see where we're at, what did good, what didn't do good, what hashtags did we use, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I had seen a reel that it was close to 4,000. And I was like, okay, because sometimes I get really excited and I'll screenshot it and I'll send it to you like, hey, this one hit 4K or this one hit 3K, right? So I was just doing my thing and I'm like, why does this reel now have way less? And it says that we only have 1,000 views on it. And so, because I take screenshots.
You do?
No shade in my game. I do it to keep track of our growth. Yeah. I do it for certain reels. I do it like to show
me sometimes too, because yeah.
TikTok, I do the same thing. So I'm like, wait. So I go back through my screenshots and I'm like, I had not taken a screenshot after that particular screenshot, but it did have, it was like 2,500, 2,800 or something. And
it was 3, wasn't it?
Wasn't it?
Okay. It was like 2003 or something like that. I think.
So I'm like, okay, this reel, when I took this screenshot, had X amount, right? Yeah. And so I'm looking at it and I'm like, why does it say 1,000? Right? So I screenshot it. I send it to Chris and I'm like, look at this. Like, I'm not crazy. Yeah. Like, look at this.
I'm gonna look to see how much it was.
And I was like, we need to have the intern send something to Instagram. I have the screenshots.
So the video had originally, the first screenshot Nicole sent to me, it had 2,676 views. And then Nicole's gonna text me, you remember when I sent you this? And I was like, yeah. And then she's like, look where it's at now. So then she sent me the new screenshot and it was 1,004 views. So literally knocked over like 1,200 views off the reel. So then when you sent me this, I said, okay, let me go check on my phone. Maybe it was just your phone that was messing up. So I get on the account right away, ASAP too. I go on there right away, scroll down, same thing, 1,004, and I'm like, yo, it says 1,004, and she was like, bro, I'm not tripping. I'm like, I know you, like, you have the pictures. I know you're not tripping. Like, there's the proof. So then I told Nicole, I was like, Nicole was like, I'm hot. Like, we gotta hit up IG. So I was like, all right, bet. Tell the intern, get with her, kind of let her know how you feeling. Read over her email just so you can make sure that's what we want to go with. And then you told me you told me like, we're gonna send this off to them. And I read it and I was like, I liked it. Cool. Perfect. Provided the pictures and everything. There's proof, hard proof.
Yep.
No response from IG yet.
Still no response from IG.
And they're pretty good at responding in a timely fashion to people.
Yeah.
But when you provide the proof, if we would have just probably approached them with, yo, what's going on? Like, we see our things, and they probably would have replied. But because we provided the screenshots, what can you say to that?
Oh, I was
and then after the email, what happened? It goes back up another 1,000. Not back to the original views, but it goes back up to 2,000 something or something like that. A low 2,000.
The minute we sent, like, literally after the message was sent to IG, I go back and look, and I'm like, look at this.
Yeah, you were hot. You're like, bro, I'm not tripping. And then that's when I was like, when the calling goes right.
Yeah.
Because you can't say nothing. You caught it. So that's why even now my suspicions, my suspicions?
Mm-hmm. Your suspicions,
they're arising.
Mm-hmm.
Now
But it's not. I'm telling you, when I saw that, I was like, okay, they got because literally the two screenshots, and you know how on screenshots you could circle the number. I was like, oh, we circling these numbers.
Yeah.
Like, this wasn't Photoshop. This is like real, legitimate. Why are you manipulating views? Or is it that Instagram has an insane amount of bots and they get deleted randomly, they get replaced randomly? I don't know. Instagram has still not responded to us. And that was how many days ago?
About almost a week.
No response.
Want to know my theory?
What's your theory?
I have this theory that after we did the 280K on that video, and again, I stand on, there's just no way an account with our following does that. I think they saw that and they're hating on us because we're not asking for the help. Nah? What you feeling?
They could be looking at what accounts are real or what's not.
What accounts are real and what's not?
Because there's a lot of like
bots.
Numbers.
Yeah. So that's right. It's hard to see the difference between how many followers do you have on that account?
On the Siento?
Yeah.
Like 200.
Yeah, and then you get 280K. They're gonna be like, what's real and what's not. The same thing works with YouTube as well.
I would agree with that, but I feel like it was real interaction, right, Nicole?
Those were real people in those comments.
That were arguing,
comment, they were like, oh, she's a cheater. And I was like, I was going to town. Like, oh, let's talk.
The other thing they can look at is the comments, like how many comments compared to how many views you guys get as well.
There was a cool 50, 60 comments.
Yeah.
There was a good amount of
comments.
Bro,
there's a lot of reels out, a lot of accounts out here that have way more followers than us and way more views on their videos, and they don't got no 50 comments in there.
And I was on a roll that day. I was like, intern, I'm just gonna go in there and do it myself. Like,
we had a 40 follower jump when that video hit. We gained 50 followers straight off that video, bro. Like, so that's why I'm saying, like, everything about that felt so organic, like, because we weren't paying for nothing. I don't feel like
nothing. That it was just like literally even the hashtags, everything, whatever the time, whatever, it just hit and it just kept running. Like, I had to put my phone on silent because it was just like,
bro, it went crazy. I remember when I first saw it, when Nicole first sent me the video, it was at like 17K views, and I was still tripping out of that. I was like, damn, that's a lot. And then the next 20 minutes I go on there and it's already over 200, bro. I was like, whoa, what the?
Even though, and we did the same thing on TikTok.
Yeah,
we did this with a different video.
Mm-hmm.
We did the same thing on TikTok. We ran like that video, the Latino versus Hispanic. Yeah. That video ran on TikTok.
Yeah.
Comments, shares. Someone created content
For
with
real.
our content. We jumped from how many? Barely 100 followers.
So
we're sitting
3,000.
We're at 3,500 right now.
Yeah.
That was real organic. And what, you lose, you gain followers, but every day on TikTok we gain a few followers. That video is still getting engagement, and technically it had less views than what we did on Instagram.
That's why I feel. That's my theory. They hating on us. It's like kind of like they're forcing our hand to buy the advertisements, or to figure like.
I bought
I don't know what it
advertisements
was.
on Healing with Nicole. I spent advertisements to try to promote my Reiki business. That was a joke.
You feel that? Yeah.
Yeah, I do the same.
Instagram ads are a joke.
No,
they want you to spend hella money. Like, they want you to spend all this money. Like, how much money do you want to spend per day? I told you I worked for, not going to name the name of the business, and she was giving like $60 a week on ads.
Oh, you're right. You told me.
Same. Yeah, I mean.
The growth is not there.
Yeah.
The comments aren't there. What we did organically has never happened on that account. And I used to do social media for that account.
That's wild.
What I did was I would spend the lowest amount in promotion on Instagram, and I would get like a few couple followers here and there. But what they want you to do is spend the most amount of money to get some okay-ish followers still. They want you to keep promoting. Like in my experience, my first couple videos, I had a cool couple 25 followers, but then I added in like $50 extra to that promotion. I got an extra 25, and I got more viewership and more comments, but that was it.
Yeah. No, because sometimes, Nicole, I'll be seeing these new pods popping up on my suggested thing, and they only have like 100 followers. And it's like, how? And like, so then I started thinking, even like, I started overthinking a little bit too. And it's like, okay, does it matter who associated with the account? Does it matter because, hosted by Chris X Matt, Healing with Nicole? I know Chris X Matt was kind of shadow banned. I was doing my other type of content. So does that play a part? Does it play a part in the people that are liking our stuff? The matter who we follow? Like, there's so many angles to look at it that I feel like we've been doing everything right. So that's why I'm kind of like, I'm out of ideas of what's going on.
I'm burnt out when it comes to IG, because we are only following 22 people on TikTok, and we've maintained our followers. We maintain engagement. We have comments all the time. People viewing, because you can see on TikTok who views your profile. We have hundreds of people viewing our profile. They may not follow, but we're still getting the views and the engagement on.
But why can't people that are so big on TikTok translate that over to Instagram?
Again, I was Nicoleing, and I sent you those proof.
Mm-hmm.
I went and I was like, wow, there's a tarot reader, and I'm not gonna name, I don't even know his name, but he's so, like, I saw him on TikTok and I was like, he is not even saying what the card really means, but he was like basically telling a story. He was like pulling the cards. He was like, okay, so somebody's thinking about you, and they're gonna call you. And I was like, where did you get all that from the card? Like, and he has like 1 million on TikTok.
What?
So I was like, let me go to Instagram, because I got the little Instagram.
300.
He has 1,000 on Instagram.
Wow, that ratio's off.
So I don't know what it is. Instagram.
Do you think that it's just people are over Instagram?
Yeah.
And not just the creators, the consumers. You think they're all going over to TikTok?
So a lot of businesses, I know people who have small businesses who are like, my visibility has declined. I'm not. And there's a shop. She makes her own, like, tinctures and soaps and candles, and I've purchased from her, and I tell her, I was like, I don't see you in my feed at all.
Wow.
And she's like, she's like, and she's not paying for ads.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, my visibility has completely gone down, to where she's probably going to close her business at the end of the year.
That's whack, yo.
But Instagram claims, sell on Instagram, this and this and that, but they're not. They want you to spend so much money, and it's not sustainable for a small business to be like spending all this money. You might as
No.
well just if you make products, I mean, you could have Amazon sell them for you.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the other route,
That's trash.
I don't know. But it's just, I feel like people are just over Instagram. TikTok is like the Google search for young kids.
Yeah. The youth is, yeah. They dictate where we're going next, and it's TikTok right now. Okay, but what are some positives about social media though? Because regardless, it has a lot of positives in mind. You said something earlier that you can learn on there. You can do certain, you could choose to scroll wisely. But what are some positives to you?
To me, it'd be like learning, building relationships, having friendships with people that I probably would have never met outside.
That's a fact.
People on the East Coast. Like I have a lot of East Coast friends now, and I've
That's
never, you know, people that aren't in my city. So there are, relationships, connections, people actually talk to them, so that's like a huge positive for me. Like even with all the BS,
A lot of BS.
yeah, there's a lot of BS, but that makes
It's a lot of BS if you are sensitive and you get triggered easily by anything, really. Not even just a certain type of topic. If you're just that person that you go on social media to react to things and get angry, then yeah,
that's not
I don't want to be sharing content with you.
Yeah.
Some of the people that we joke about things. The biggest positive thing about social media to me is that you don't need anybody no more. There's no middleman. You can create the brand. You can create the business. You bring the demand. You cater to your audience how you want to cater to them. Like that's the most positive thing to me. It's a place to be seen. Or all these social medias, it's a place to be seen. It's a place to grow, discovered. You don't need to be anybody's protege. You can be good at anything, and if it's good enough content, because you do need the content. You do need the content. I don't think you can grow any type of business on social media if you do not have any type of content. You need the content. So, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
Yeah, you need the content if you're gonna
grow your business on social media. But that's the best thing you could take from social media, man. Like, stop wasting your time on there. I get it. We there to laugh. We there to cry. We there to react. I get all that. I'm with all that too.
We're there for the cheese, man.
Definitely there for the cheese, man. Definitely there for just trolling. I love trolling. Definitely there for that. But you can't let social media get to you, y'all. Don't be that person. Cause at the end of the day, you can just turn it off. You don't have to get bullied online either. Like, just turn your phone off. Like Tyler said, what did Tyler say? How is cyberbullying even real? Like, close your eyes. Like, get off your phone. It's like, for real. Like, how is no, I don't know. But no, that's the most positive thing about social media to me. That anybody can become something.
Yeah, you can be anybody.
If your content lit, oh yeah, and the metaverse, yeah, your content lit. Your followers are coming in. Your followers come in. You have an audience. Your audience comes in. You have all these people reaching out to you to obviously build their network and company up more. So be smart. And again, it goes back to ownership. Own your content. Own all your stuff, man. Even all your videos. You're making videos. If all these networks are playing your videos, no. If you catch it, no. Let them know. Take it down. You can probably get something out of it because your video. And they didn't ask no permission. Just because you're an account that has 100 followers don't mean they can take your video and run off with it and do whatever they want with it.
Yeah.
And don't get discouraged and feel like, well, I don't got no money for lawyers and bro, if you win that lawsuit, they're paying for all that. Like, so, and you have the right. If it's your video and everything you own in that video is yours, like there's no music on it, there's no nothing else, then yeah, go claim that.
Yeah.
So shout out to social media because we're all on there pursuing our dreams.
Yeah. For sure.
Trying to make our dreams into reality. All right, mija. We're already like 2 hours in.
Yeah.
We can go on all day about social media. I don't even think we hit a lot of a lot of areas either. But we can always have part 2 eventually because
Part 2.
headaches are always gonna be here. We're constantly building on social media, so the talk is always there.
Progression, Plática of social media.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're definitely. I can see like even 20 episodes from now, 30 episodes from now, money part 2. I probably got the money part 2.
Oh yeah.
Now there's a lot of the conversations that we can have to have a part 2 of for sure, but not yet. We have a lot still more conversations to get to. We have holidays coming up. We have fun episodes coming up, Nicole. I'm really excited for this one episode that I'm not gonna say too much about, but it's gonna be fun, and we're gonna be promoting a product, and I'm just excited.
Oh yes, I'm excited for that too.
I'm excited. I don't have a del del dia today. I don't have a meme del dia today.
No, not.
Almost didn't have palabra del dia because I definitely forgot.
Ooh.
And you know me, just during this podcast, I got one.
Oh, interesting.
Shout out to my little brother.
Hey.
All right, so at that time, hold on. Let's get the vibes going a little bit more again. Now we can end the plática. Relájense. Make a social media. Follow Sorry No Lo Siento. If you have one already, follow Sorry No Lo Siento. That is SORRYNOLOSIENTO.
Yeah.
This has I forgot what flow this is. Oh, Stand by Eminem. Watch. People gonna gone up on my window. No? Yeah, it is. It's the melody. Reaching?
I think you're reaching.
Nah. Even earlier when I heard it, I found it. When I played it the other day, I was like, damn, it starts like the Stand song. All right, mi gente, I didn't want to end with no energy like this. Let's change this up. I'm going to play this. This is going to get us lit. Let's go. Sorry, no lo siento.
So we're like at the dance club.
There's that K Tronado vibe. Sorry, no lo siento. Shout out to everybody listening right now. If you're listening still, you're here at the end. We appreciate you. We're about to get into our favorite segment of the day. Bear with us a little bit. Acomódense. For Sorry No Lo Siento, I ain't gonna lie.
Are you making a playlist?
All the time.
Okay.
I don't know when I'll drop the playlist though. I don't know when it'll make sense to drop it, but I have a cool. Oh damn! I have 174 songs on my playlist already.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot of these are songs that I've already played on Sorry No Lo Siento. Songs that I'm gonna play in the future episodes. Yeah, I love finding new music to play on this show. But it's time, right? It's time? Nah, it's not time. They ain't ready. Let me see. I don't want to be. My vocals a little parched.
Oh, he has to get the vocals thirst quenched.
For real, I need to start having. I need a tea company to sponsor us because I can sponsor some honey tea when I do my palabra del dia segment. Let's get into it, good sister. It's time for another week, another palabra. of the day. It's time for palabra del día. Es una palabra del día. Palabra del día. Palabra del día. Palabra del día. Shout out to Palabra del Dia, man. If you guys really enjoy this segment, we appreciate you guys because we enjoy giving it to you guys as much as you guys. Well, pause. We enjoy giving you guys this segment as much as you guys like this segment.
Yeah.
You know, when I said words are powerful, you guys gotta watch out sometimes. You gotta pause yourself a little bit.
Pause.
I sounded whoa. All right, my turn this week.
Ooh.
This is a good one. I think.
Okay.
Okay, so today's palabra del día is buceo.
Buceo.
Wait for it.
Buceo. Bu-se-o. Buceo. Bu-se-o.
Buceo. Is it A? Is it A, briefcase? What did I say?
You said buceo.
No, is it A, briefcase? Is it B, a cord? Like a cord, like a cord? Or C, diving?
Oh. Buceo.
One more time.
Buceo. Bu-se-o.
A, briefcase. B, cord. C, diving.
I'm going to go with, I really don't know. So I'm going to go with briefcase.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Womp, womp, womp.
Was it diving?
It was. It was.
It sounded so weird to me. I was like,
I would have never guessed that.
yeah, I was like,
buceo. Shout out to my brother, man. Last
Shout
minute,
out
I remember while we were potting, I was like, "Damn, I forgot the palabra del día." I'm like, "No." And when we stopped, I was gonna find it real quick, but I texted him like, "Yo, give me a word," and he sent me the perfect word because I didn't even know that. I'm like, "Perfect," because you know what this means, right? Like he gave me this word one time, but I was like, "That's too easy." It was ferrocarril.
I've heard that.
Okay, let's do two today then. Let's do two.
Okay.
All right, second. All right. Es una palabra del día. Una palabra del día. All right.
Part two.
Part two. All right, we gave you guys one. We'll give you guys another one for fun. Ferrocarril. 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 Is it A, driveway, B, a railway, C, a freeway or the highway? Did I say highway twice?
Okay, so
driveway, right? Driveway, railway, or a highway?
Is it highway?
Final answer?
A final answer.
Damn, Nicole. 0 for 2 today.
Yeah.
No, I thought you would get that one because it's in the word ferril, railroad, railway, or whatever. Yeah. So that's why when he sent me that, I'm like, I think she's gonna get that one because it was easy for me in a way. I kind of pieced it together myself. But yeah, that was Palabra del Día ×2, brought to you by
×2.
Sorry, no lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. Oh, I forgot to play my sorry no lo siento today.
Oh.
We'll end with it right now. All right, good sister. Well, first episode of the week down.
Yes.
Any last words before we skedaddle?
Thank you for listening. Make sure to like, follow, comment, subscribe. We appreciate our followers. And all the people on TikTok, we appreciate you so much. Thank you. And hasta la próxima.
Yeah, I know this episode was about social media. I know we kind of were upset about social media, but shout out to everyone that's really tapped in with us on social media. I know I say shout out to the real listeners, but for real, if all you do is then take the clips, we appreciate that because you're viewing it. Like it sometimes, maybe do us that solid. Share it sometimes, maybe do us that solid. But just follow the page, mainly, and just keep tapping in with us, man. If you guys are a fan of us, if next year's coming, and we have a lot of ideas and plans that we're gonna execute for sure next year. So, we're just trying to build this brand up, man. So bear with us and just thank you for being here. Thank you for following. Thank you for liking, and I'll see you guys next week. Que Dios me los bendiga, que los protege, y ya los miro para la próxima.
OBOP, OBOP, OBOP. Sorry, no lo siento.
Sorry, no lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Peace and blessings, family.